Hello, good morning, and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bedrin FM, Bunkrugu, Klenam Radio, Bato, Gaskiar FM, Teacher and Radio Wa in Wa. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up just hours before a potentially riveting day in court in the ongoing controversial ambulance procurement trial, senior legal practitioners back the application for live broadcast of proceedings.
But every case that is in Ghana could be telecast live.
Also, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, calls for the suspension of the ongoing voter transfer exercise to allow for consensus building involving all stakeholders.
It's possible we could appeal for the exercise to be suspended.
More as the NDC urges members to defy the EC's ban on the presence of agents at their centers. Daryl, what's in business?
Government set to sign agreement with bilateral creditors before end of this month after concluding review of draft memorandum of understanding. Hannah, we've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, family of victim in fatal crash involving actor Kojo Nkansa, popularly known as Lil Wayne, welcome police move to charge him with dangerous driving and causing harm.
The family is pleased with the extent of the action taken by the police, and we are very happy about the outcome of the whole issue.
I am Hannah Odame. I'll bring you details of these and more in this bulletin. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible journalism. In the next few hours, the Attorney General Godfrey Yeboah-Adame will face off with lawyers for Dr. Atu Forsing and Richard Jakpa, who are standing trial for causing financial loss to the state in the processes leading up to the procurement of some ambulances for the state. The AG has filed an application challenging claims of mistrial and an inquiry into his conduct by the accused persons, who are also alleging gross prosecutorial abuse and abuse of the court process by the Attorney General. In a trial that has been described by some as politically motivated, senior legal practitioners are backing application by the first accused for proceedings to be televised live. Law professor at the University of Ghana School of Law, Professor Kojo Apieje-Tia, and private legal practitioner Kojo Pencil believe live broadcast of proceedings will be progressive.
It's also a case that has generated so much interest and discussions and debates and even controversies. Then it becomes a case of public interest, and people are interested to understand what the law is on the subject matter and to know how it may impact on their lives. So I think on that score, it will be a good thing if it is telecast live.
Justice is dispensed in the name of people like you and I, and if we really had opportunity, not only this particular case, but every case that is in Ghana could be telecast live and everybody will have the opportunity. At the end of the day, the real issue is about the resources or the funds or what budget that the judiciary has for this kind of activities.
You heard the law professor at the University of Ghana School of Law, Professor Kojo Apieje-Tia, and private legal practitioner Kweku Pencil there. The Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, is calling for a suspension of the ongoing voter transfer exercise to allow for consensus building involving all stakeholders before it resumes. The main political parties, the NDC and MPP, are sharply divided over the EC's decision to ban party agents at its district offices where transfer of votes are currently ongoing. We'll hear from CODEO shortly, but first, the NDC is insisting their agents will be at the centers to monitor the process despite the ban. Let's hear from the party's Deputy General Secretary, Mustafa Bande.
What we have asked our support base and our agents is to ensure that we increase more vigilance by being present at the register. If we want to tie our hands behind us to allow the MPP do what we call gerrymandering, in fact, tomorrow agents will go and party supporters will be there.
Let's now hear from the National Coordinator of CODEO, Albert Ahen, who is calling for the suspension of the exercise for consensus building.
It's possible we could appeal for the exercise to be suspended at least for 24 hours, which is a possibility. We need to have peace before we can proceed.
He's also calling on the Peace Council and other stakeholders to intervene.
I think the best thing to do in this circumstance is to have either an NGO, the Peace Council, or some other body to mediate, to bring sanity into this process. Either the Peace Council will have to get the NDC and talk to them so that we can have some sanity, or some other agency, either an NGO, a CSO, or whatever.
Albert Ahen is National Coordinator of CODEO. Moving on, a Member of Parliament for Jabuso constituency and the ranking member on the Health Committee in Parliament, Kwabena Menta Akando, has charged government to come out with a clear-cut plan on how it will continue the payment for dialysis treatment for patients. The National Health Insurance Scheme has announced it will take the full cost of dialysis treatment for patients who are below 18 years and those above 60 years. It will also provide subsidy for persons between the ages of 19 and 59. So reacting to the move, the minority said government must come clear on the way forward after the 6-month subsidy.
We use money on unnecessary things. We dig a whole hole and spend whole money on it in the name of cathedral. We cannot take care of people suffering from renal challenges. What is it that is above the country? So they are simply not ready. And this must come from, this comprehensive plan must come from government, because the health of the people is the wealth and the health of the country. So the health of the people must always be prioritized.
You heard the ranking member on the Health Committee in Parliament, Kwabena Menta Akando. Workers of the State Transport Corporation, STC, are fiercely resisting the appointment of a third deputy managing director, calling it a waste of public funds. They assert the current 2 deputies are enough and demand the corporation prioritize acquiring more buses and settling the 6 million cedis which they owe in overdue pensions. Kenneth Jesse has more in the following reports.
They have 3 deputy managing directors. One of them retired not long ago, and they had the news that he was being replaced by a different person who was supposed to start work today. Now, if you come to the STC yard in Accra, they were clad in red, having posters all over saying that another deputy managing director is a no-no.
Out of over 140 to 150 buses, currently roadworthy buses are about 39 to 40, and see that the fleets have dwindled completely.
In today's Filth exhibition series, Rejoice, Samefak Pesu takes us to the streets of Ashaiman, where lack of rubbish bins is forcing residents to dump waste in the middle of the roads.
The streets of Ashaiman are currently engulfed in filth. Filth creating a public health hazard. This has become an eyesore for both residents and visitors. The stretch from the Ashaiman underbridge to Aferiwa has been particularly affected, with piles of rubbish packed along the middle of the road. This has led to a buildup of trash that includes household waste, plastic bottles, and other pieces of scattered rubbish. Even though the situation is worrying, the residents say they are tired of complaining. Madam Agnes is a resident.
We
all worried about the rubbish issue. Some residents give their rubbish to these junkies.
Now, the family of a boy killed in a crash involving actor Kojo Nkansa, popularly known as Lil Wayne, have welcomed the move by the police to charge him with dangerous driving and negligently causing harm. Love FM's Clinton Yeboah has more in this report.
In bandages and looking frail, Kojo Nkansa was arrested shortly after he was discharged from the emergency unit of the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital and was processed for court after his statements were taken. The police arranged him before the Ashaiman District Court, where he has been charged for driving dangerously and negligently causing harm. Lil Wayne's counsel, Margaret Ejechum, argued for bail.
Because you saw the condition of my client. He's not even too well. In fact, we were bulldozed here. We didn't come on our own. And it was not just an ordinary game. We need to cross other hurdles to get him free.
Now, uncle of the deceased and brother to the surviving father, Charles Asamoah, says they are content that some processes have commenced against the actor.
The family is pleased with the extent of the action taken by the police, and we are very happy about the outcome of the whole issue.
And with that, we end the news at 6 with me, Hannah Odami. Thank you so much for your company. You'll find all these stories and more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. The Super Morning Show team continues. Stay tuned.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies DA improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation Movement World Cup like that? Hey, sorry. Chairman. Hey, Chairman! Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
They say a butterfly flapping its wings in Accra can cause a tsunami in Bangkok. So what if your factory in Insawam could shake up the stock market in Hong Kong? What if your business in Elmina could affect fish production in Norway? What if your refinery in Tema could affect the price of petrol in Moscow? Well, now it can because you have access. Access to the bank with the largest number of customers in Africa.
Aquaba.
Access to our global branch network.
Bonjour.
Good morning.
Our robust asset base and an unparalleled digital infrastructure. So go ahead and flap your wings wherever you are, because with us, you have access to an entire world of possibilities. Access more than banking.
No matter your water needs, Sintex has it all. Sintex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Sintex tank. Sintex tank, stress-free. Sintex tank, reliable. Sintex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit sintexgh.com. Sintex tank, a strong, a tough.
Hello, Auntie Araba. Hey, Bugger, how are you doing today? I want to buy Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, but I don't have enough money. So what are you going to do? Can you give me the big size? You know, as for me, I'll pay the balance later. Today, no credit. I haven't sold much this morning. If you don't have enough money for the big size, why don't you try the 120-gram pack? There's a 120-gram pack? Introducing the new Pepsodent Cavity Fighter in 120-gram pack size. More affordable and convenient. Get yours today from any supermarket near you. Every smile matters. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello? Yo, bro! SG Ghana has done it again. Low interest rates on loans this year too. Yatisubium.
Charlie, I did throw inside. Let me call you back.
Call SG Ghana rather. Collect loan and buy car, my guy. Low, very low interest rates on loans this year too.
It's difficult to keep good news to yourself, especially when it can transform your life and those close to you. SG Ghana went low on interest rates last year, and this year we are even lower. Yes, Yatisubium. Get the money you need to turn your dreams into a reality. Visit any SG Ghana branch near you and speak to our dedicated staff about the amazing Yatisubium loans today. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details.
Ojo, it's 3 a.m. What now?
Yatisubium, oh, Yatisubium. Okay, bye. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Gwavu?
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, Kojo. How are you doing?
I'm
this
alright.
morning?
I'm alright.
Oh,
I'm
great.
Okay, so the licensure exams. You remember there was a lot of debate about it when the idea was first introduced, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, in our Hotline documentary, we've sort of tried to figure out how people feel about it. Very interesting views. Listen to this.
When people say that teachers wrote and the kind of feedback of what we saw on the papers, what I see is that these are individuals who have been trained in our schools to come and teach. Before they come into our classrooms, they need to go through that licensure. And the licensure exam that they are writing, at that point, I do not think that they are employees yet. It is after they have passed that they become our employees. That is when we would say that these are bona fide teachers of GS. And I think it's important that I clarify this.
Okay. Smart people ask why, right?
Precisely.
So why are we having... I think that question was asked the education minister by I think that's Santini sometime last year, and he said just like lawyers, doctors, and accountants write exams before they practice, we also want teachers to do the same so they can use their certificates to practice in foreign countries as well. If a teacher goes against the tenets of teaching, his or her license will be withdrawn. So that was the explanation from the education minister.
Yeah. Wow. So I mean, I think the pursuit of standards is always a good thing. So there are many people who feel that way about it, but the documentary itself is great because you get to hear other insights as well. You hear the other side of the issue, and you hear from teachers who have been in the profession for years and years and years. And I think we were lucky because we got taught by people who didn't go through any of this, right?
That's true.
But we were impacted by some amazing teachers.
That's true. I don't think I had teachers who had gone through this licensure exams. No,
we didn't. We're a bit too old for that. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right, let's get to it. And of course, we are grateful to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And they brought us the 6 a.m. news for the Joy Business Report. Our gratitude is directed at Omni Basic Bank, at your service.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, government set to sign agreement with bilateral creditors before end of this month after concluding review of draft memorandum of understanding. Also coming up, National Petroleum Authority increases Unified Petroleum Fund margin by 5 pesos. A move expected to push fuel prices up further at the pumps in the coming days. Also, National Pensions Regulatory Authority vows to protect workers' interests in any move by SNIT to dispose stake in some hotels. Details coming up. Don't go anywhere. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Kofor Radio and KT Radio. We want to begin with news that government is set to finally sign an agreement with bilateral creditors on terms for restructuring their debts before the end of this month. Here's George Jaffe with more.
Joy Business understands that government is going ahead to do this after it concluded reviewing the draft memorandum of understanding with the bilateral creditors. It is, however, not clear for now whether government has made some changes to the terms that the creditors had initially sent to the Finance Ministry in that draft document. Joy Business understands that signing this agreement could even happen before the end of this month, based on some fresh developments that have come up. Joy Business is learning that the deal could now be signed in Paris, France, with the official credit committee instead of the initial proposals to have it in Accra, Ghana. The agreement being signed later this month with the official credit committee will mean that government has agreed to the broad terms that would guide the restructuring of about $5 billion debt. Government will then move to finalize the individual country agreement with each member that makes up the official credit committee. Joy Business understands that the finance ministry is already doing that parallel engagement with the individual countries that makes up the official credit committee. Sources say finalizing this agreement in the coming weeks will help the IMF board to go ahead and approve and disburse some $360 million to Ghana when it meets at the end of this month.
George Affe with that report. Now, consumers are likely to pay more for each litre of petroleum products in the coming days after the National Petroleum Authority, in a circular issued on May 30 this year and seen by Joy Business, directed the various players to increase the Unified Petroleum Fund margin on some products from the 1st of June this year. Based on this directive, the margin on diesel and petrol has been increased by 5 pesos to 90 pesos. Prices of petroleum products were expected to go up already this week. However, based on this development, we may witness a higher than expected adjustment at the pumps, but this will be dependent on whether the oil marketing companies will absorb the cost or pass it on to consumers. This morning on the commodity market, crude oil witnessed one of its biggest drops in recent times after the oil-producing cartel OPEC announced their decision to review production targets. Crude oil this morning selling at $77.72 a barrel. Gold went down marginally. It's trading this morning at $2,348 an ounce. Cocoa going up to $9,777 a ton after adding $500 from yesterday's trading. And this will be good news for cocoa farmers, as Cocoa Board will in the coming months announce new prices for beans for the next crop season. In other news, industries have revealed that they'll be forced to pass on costs of planned increase in utility tariffs to consumers. The Public Utility Regulatory Commission has announced an increase in water and electricity tariffs by more than 5% from the 1st of July this year. Listen to Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chonam Akpelu.
Certainly, somebody must pay for this cost. Somebody must pay. The issue now is to be able to determine whether we are able to shift this cost to the consumer or whether we have to endure it. The reality is that it is difficult to assume that you can easily shift this to the consumer, given that these days we have several products in the market that are imported, and most of them do not have to meet the standard. There's increase in importation of fake products and all of that. And we have to compete with these people. That's where the challenge is.
You had Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chonam Akpelu. Now, the National Pensions Regulatory Authority says it will ensure that workers' interests are protected in any move by the State Pension Trust SNIT to dispose stake in some hotels. It's coming after Organised Labour began fresh engagements with the Minister of Pensions over their opposition for SNIT to sell their interest in some hotels. John Kwenimbro is Chief Executive of the authority and has been speaking on PM Express Business Edition, which will air this Thursday at 9.
I can give you that 100% assurance that, look, it's your money, my money. That's one. Two, we want to ensure that it's value for money, there's transparency, and there's good judgment in all this. So basically, these are the key points on which we actually evaluate whatever is ongoing there. So we are going to ensure that, all actors in that, we have to know where we stand in that, and then the assessments, the processes as well, and then value for money. And I keep saying that it's your money, my money, and that is what we can do for our country and our people. So we can assure you that, yes, serious engagement will continue on this, and we'll come up with something that will kneel to the Ghanaian worker.
John Kwenimbro, the Chief Executive of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, speaking on PM Express Business Edition. That conversation will air this Thursday at 9 p.m. on the Joy News channel. Some more news for you this morning. The total amount of CDs in circulation for last year witnessed a significant jump to hit 44 billion CDs. This represents a 22% increase over what we had in 2022. Here's more in this report.
In terms of the 200 cedis notes, the Bank of Ghana puts the value in circulation at 12.3 billion cedis, up from 9.8 billion cedis in circulation in 2022. For the 100 cedis notes, the value was pegged at 14 billion cedis for last year, compared to 8.6 billion cedis in 2022. 8 billion cedis was the value of the 50 cedis note in circulation for 2023. The 20 cedi notes did not witness that much significant increase in terms of the value in circulation. The Bank of Ghana puts the amount at 5 billion cedis.
Meanwhile, the Bank of Ghana spent 688 million cedis in managing currencies. This represents a significant increase over what it spent in 2022. A breakdown of the numbers also showed that the central bank spent some 675 million cedis in printing of currencies. This covered the reissuing of currencies that have worn out. The cost also went up significantly to reach this new level. Now, economist Courage Bote has said that even though the Bank of Ghana needs to quickly recapitalize, it must work to reduce inflation and the policy rate to cut down on its cost of operations. He made the statement after the Bank of Ghana recorded a 10.5 billion cedi loss in 2023. Mr. Bote is of the view that the long-term solution must be targeted at getting inflation and the policy rates to low levels.
Now, if we get policy rate to around 26%, the rest of the market rate will also react. And that is where the respite will begin to come from. But they need to anchor the disinflation process to be able to bring down the policy rate sustainably. And that is one way they can cut down that cost. And you can see the jump from 1.15 billion in normal operation cost to now over 8 billion. That's quite huge. And if they can bring inflation down and rates down, the policy rate also down sustainably, then that cost can be slashed quite significantly. And that will be the beginning of a turnaround. But it's not debatable that the Bank of Ghana needs to recapitalize.
Economist Courage Bote. The 2024 first quarter trade report reveals that the volume of imported vehicles and locomotive parts to Ghana witnessed marginal increase. Government Statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim noted that this trend contrasts with other products such as minerals and oils, which experienced a decline.
From an import perspective, we rely heavily on mineral fuels and oils. This reliance decreased over the last 5 quarters, given that its share decreased from 41.8% to 29.3% between the first quarters of 2023 and 2024. All the other classifications, we saw marginal increases over the last 5 quarters, with the vehicles and automotive parts category seeing the highest change from 6.0% to 9.4%.
That was Government Statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim. Next, Investor Eye, and make it a point to always seek financial education. You can get a lot of information from the Bank of Ghana or a licensed financial institution to make the best decision when investing. Listen to Augustine Amakudonko, Chief Manager of a Financial Stability Department at the Bank of Ghana.
When the customers of these institutions or the consumers become more knowledgeable financially, they are able to participate more confidently on the market. There is a deepening of financial inclusion, which is an objective of the central bank and then the government. They are able to patronize the products, the services produced by the service providers. And then currently, one area which is of key interest to us, they are able to better protect themselves against fraud in the financial system. The increased use and reliance on technology has unfortunately exposed a lot of customers, consumers to financial fraud. And so for us at Bank of Ghana, that is one of our key objectives, to help ensure that the consumers, the customers, will be able to protect themselves against some of these fraudulent.
Catch Investor Eye on Thursday. Before we go, a look at the currency market. This morning, the dollar going for 15 cedis 5 pesos, the British pound 19 cedis 15 pesos, the euro going for 16 cedis 32 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao, handing you back to the man who does not need a licensure exam to be on the Super Morning Show, the award-winning Super Morning Show.
Yes, although I've done much more than a licensure exam to get where I am today, dear God.
Oh boy.
Anyway, in all things we give thanks, right?
Oh, yes, we do.
All right. So you remember I asked you the other time, when you hear the name Nanaya Ufuriata, what sort of profession do you imagine him to be in?
Nanaya Ufuriata.
Yeah.
Hey. or profession. When I hear Poyata, I hear something else, but
Anyway.
Well, I guess this one is a musician.
He is a gospel musician, and here's one of his tunes on One Way. On One Way. Yes, Nane Alfuriata there. Okay, hello George.
Hi, Kojo.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, let's get started with the Drive Safe campaign, shall we?
Yes, and it's brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by, of course, Toyota Superior Quality. And I should bring you some good news on this page. But this week, you've seen the detailed outline from the weather report, right? GH Met has issued for the entire week. So you should expect that there will still be some thunderstorm rain in the coastal area, which is where we predominantly are. And that means you should prepare. And they have flagged it mostly medium and also when it comes to intensity. Yes, so that much you should really get to know. Also, there is an important message that you should know about. Wet roads, right? Wet roads. They are improved when the weather conditions improve. For example, wet roads get better when it stops raining for, let's say, 1 hour. So the general rule is that if you are on the road and it's raining, you can park. And let's say after an hour, when the situation has improved, you can get back on the road. That's the general advice. Driving through the rain, especially in our part of the world, is risking a lot of things. So since the rains are still here, and we're still expecting some thunderstorms. In fact, tomorrow is Wednesday. The expectation is that there will be some rain tomorrow too. And on Friday, there's maybe possibly on Saturday too. So make sure that you stay off the wet roads so that you don't get yourself involved in any accident anyway.
Interesting.
Okay, good. I guess we can now learn how to say it right.
Yes, Say It Right is brought to you by Kingdom Books. Our Kingdom quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done. You say either. I say either.
Pop quiz. Do these two words have the same meaning? Imply and infer. The answer is no. To imply means to hint at something without actually saying it. For example, by recounting stories from 1983, Sammy implied that he was over 40 years old. To infer means to make a deduction from something that was not stated categorically. For example, I inferred from his stories about the year 1983 that Sammy must be over 40 years old. Here's a simple way to explain it. The speaker implies and the listener infers. And now we all know how to say it right.
Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so we're going to get through these headlines real quick on the news review brought to you by Syntex Tanker, you're stronger, you're tough, and Access Bank, more than banking, because I really want to talk a little bit about this whole NHIS and dialysis situation.
Well, let me start with the new findings reporting this morning. The 4th edition of the One Student, One Tree initiative has been launched, and time to counter unfair reports about performance of African economies. This is the Finance Minister speaking there, Dr. Mohammed Amin Andam. Now, on the front of Fidelity Bank, they recorded 1.17 billion profit in 2023, and that's a picture of Julian Opoli, who's the MD of Fidelity Bank. Also on the front page, NDC minority kicks against Next Gen Infraco 5G deal. That's also on the front page of the Finder.
Well, the new Crusading Guide has a lead story. Attorney General has not overstepped his boundaries, so says Professor Kwame Chan. Also, the story family reject Afote Agbo as Katamanso chief, and also Chihine launches One Student, One Three project, and also ECG petition to relocate deadly transformer at Ashaiman. And education is key to effective operation of non-profit, so says Listo Yesu Bukasan in the front page of the new Crusading Guide.
Now, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning transfer of votes for election 2024. EC political parties lock horns as emergency IPAC meeting ends in deadlock. So the NDC and others say we want to be present when people are doing the transfer of votes. The Electoral Commission says it will not happen. Now, this has moved to the level where Kodio says, well, we back the NPP, and Kodio said we back the position of the Electoral Commission. The NDC says there's nowhere in the law that we are prevented from actually monitoring this process. On the other side, who are saying that you cannot watch also says that there's nowhere in the law you're allowed to monitor it. And so but I think this can be resolved easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very important.
Yeah, it can be resolved.
And what has been the practice in the past?
Over the period,
yeah,
there are two things that have been happening. Depending on the period, they will allow or do not allow. But it was not such a big deal. But it appears now there is, one, greater suspicion of the Electoral Commission. Two, there's also the belief that you have to monitor everything to get things right.
Okay.
Political parties, especially the NDC, has taken the position that we will not sit and wait till elections and come when we complain about malfeasance, then say, oh, it's too late. The elections are won at the polling station. We want every step of the way properly monitored and dealt with. Personally, I have no difficulties with if they will not disrupt the process, being present. It engenders more transparency, so that later on tomorrow they cannot use that as an excuse for any other thing. The more you attempt to make it look like their presence is not needed, or it appears like as if you have some intent and they'll play that up. So it is absolutely important that it's an electioneering process. It relies heavily on the trust between the institutions.
So this is more of an observer status.
Yes, it's not as if they have any important role. They don't have to sign anything. They don't have to. They just have to be present. And I do not think that's too much to ask anyway, except that there is something behind this conversation we are having in the open that the parties are not telling us. The EC and the other groups, what they are telling. Okay, well, but those are the stories on the front page. But Ochini's story is also here. Lil Wayne granted 50. Yes, the actor Yeah, you know, if you don't take a Lil, no,
Lil Wayne, the Lil Wayne of US.
Yes, not the Lil Wayne. This is
Kojo's
Ghana's Lil Wayne.
So the artist is called Lil Wayne.
Wayne.
Yeah.
So this is Wayne.
This one Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
And as the years pass,
Little Wayne.
As the year, I mean, he was named that because someone was trying to make a joke that he looks like Lil Wayne.
Oh, I see.
Right? That's where it all came from. But, I mean, the more I look at him, the less I see it.
Okay, no, maybe then. Now, he's been granted 50,000 bail over accident that killed, a 3-year-old boy. And the water lake level at the Akosombo Dam is on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. So we are all monitoring. It's slightly higher than what it was last year, the same day. That's for the 3rd of this month, this year and last year. This year is 266.18 feet. Last year, it was 265.50 feet. So we are monitoring.
To the Daily Statement, what the lead story says, let's guard our environment. So says Dochini charging the youth, and also the Attorney General, that is Godfred Yabotami, says nobody is above prosecution. AG tells to Forsen, and NPA says officials cannot be held responsible for decision of tanker drivers, and PIAC calls for increase in Ghana's oil production. That's the lead stories on the Daily Statement.
Now, let me bring you a story that is being welcomed. Now, Renal Patients Association welcomes NHIS dialysis treatment support for vulnerable groups. That story is by Vivian Arthur and it's on page 9. And it's saying that Renal Patients Association of Ghana has welcomed the move by the NHIS to subsidize dialysis treatment for vulnerable groups for the period of 6 months. But the association is of the view that the intervention could have been a comprehensive one to cover all chronic kidney disease patients who need a dialysis session. Indeed, they spoke to Ghanaian Times. Mr. Bafo Kojo Ahenkra said the treatment for dialysis was expensive and it will be unfair on the part of other chronic disease patients. Hence the need for the comprehensive coverage. And he said this was welcoming news. He also mentioned that according to a statement formed part of the 20th anniversary, that's the move by the NHIS. This is really to provide, they announced it on Monday anyway, free dialysis subsidy for persons suffering from kidney disease aged below 18 and over 60 years. The intervention by the NHIS, a statement signed by the acting CEO, he said the patients will receive all 8 dialysis sessions per month for free under the National Health Insurance Scheme. When we raised this matter, Kwame Sapon did a very prudent analysis that suggested that the amount we are looking at may not be enough.
Yeah.
I don't know whether now that it's only for below 18 and above 60, whether it will suffice.
So let's be clear, the goalpost has been changed. They are no longer providing 2 free sessions for everyone who needs dialysis. It's now going to be for those under 18 and above 60. So I mean, I guess
for 6 months.
For 6 months, and not for So let's take another look at it. I mean, we're joined right now by Kwame Sapon. He's a pharmacist and research fellow at the Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana. Kwame, always a pleasure. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kojo and Raymond, and good morning to your listeners.
Do the numbers stack up now?
No, they don't. And actually, the NHIS knows it. And for me, we need to comment them because I like institutions when they put out cogent data because then you can have a cogent conversation that's transparent to everybody. And you realize that I've always said in the last few weeks that on the basis of the releases to the NHIS, we need to often park them in this conversation because if they have the funds, they are demonstrating the willingness to do something. So, could let's just do the math for you to understand where I'm coming from. You realize that they're giving a table which gives you the number of patients who are under 18 and over 60 in each facility. If you put it together, that comes to 84 patients. But you know that Kolebu has a different funding scheme because there's a philanthropist who's paying for them. So you take Kolebu out, and it comes to 73, right? So all you have to do, and I'll walk you through the calculation. So 73 patients, you are doing 8, sessions for 73 patients every month. So if you multiply 8 by 73, you get 584. That's 584 sessions a month based on their document for the 73 patients. And then you are doing it for 6 months, which is 26 weeks. So if you multiply that by 26 weeks, that gives you 15,184 sessions for these people over the 6 months period. And if you look at their own document, they give you the assumptions. They say cost per session 491. So you multiply that up by 491, and what you get is 7.45 million, which is what I've always told you guys. And it's based on their own documents, if you do the math in there. And they have 2 million, so they are short by about 5.5 million, and they know it. The question is, are they being deliberate? The answer is no. Clearly, if they have the money, they are willing to fund it, because if you look at the document, their accruals make sense. So the question now should not go to them. They have demonstrated good faith. The question should go to the people who provided the funding and approved 2 million to say, are they going to cough out the remaining 5.5 million? You get my point, could you?
Yeah.
I guess you're doing the math as I talk you through.
I'm going along, yes.
Yes. So based on their own document and based on the assumptions they're giving you and the duration, you can clearly tell that they need 7.45 million, which is 7.5 billion, which has always been the number. And they have 2 million.
Okay. So once again, I mean, either somebody didn't do the calculation or, maybe they have wrong numbers.
No, I don't think, I think for them to put this document out, and that's why I said they need to be congratulated. For them to put this document out, I think they're sending across a message for the need of a transparent conversation. This is what we intend to do. This is how long we want to do it. But this is the amount of money we have. You understand me? And for me, even using that to take a decision to say, well, we cannot help all 1,300 patients, because if they had said that they were going to help all the patients and say they were going to do one session for each one, it wouldn't give any serious benefit to those patients. So it's important that they have set a criteria. And the criterion for me fits in line with what the NHIS has always done, that those below 18 and over 60 do not pay NHIS fees anyway. So it fits within their parent criteria of decision making. The question is, and you see, Kojo, I'm going to labor the point here, because it's not that the NHIS doesn't have money. Somebody has collected the money and somebody has cut that money.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep telling you, in these conversations, let's pass the NHIS, because the leadership is demonstrating good faith by saying that we are going to do this is the amount of money we have, blah, 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 blah. But the numbers don't add up. And if the numbers don't add up, and they have, do you think if the NHIS had their own funds, as the law says, collected for them, and they wanted to do this, and they knew they needed 7.5 million, they wouldn't have 7.5 million. That's like, yes, they would have it. So it would be disingenuous on my part, and in my view, on any body's part, whether it is a journalist or something, to actually blame the NHIS itself for it. The only part they can take responsibility for, they should have pushed back to Parliament to tell them, this is what we want to do, but 2 million cedis is a drop in the ocean, even though it shows goodwill.
Right. Okay. Now, the Minister for Works and Housing, Kojo Nkrumah, actually posted on Facebook about this. He wrote, "Happy to read this report." Excuse me. Happy to read this report that the NHIA has finally agreed to underwrite an appreciable part of dialysis care costs. Thumbs up to the board and management. The next step is to ensure automaticity, not sure what that word means, of fund flows, cut back the levy, and take appropriate market premiums.
Yeah, I mean, Kojo, you said you don't understand what automaticity means. Automaticity simply means you are paying 2.5% on every purchase you are making. That money shouldn't go into the consolidated fund. It should go directly to the NHIS. So that's why I agree with Kojo. The money should not go into the consolidated fund. That's not what the law says. It should go automatically, same as when you pay VAT. Does it go into the consolidated fund or it goes to the VAT secretariat?
Yeah.
So why is the NHIS money going into the consolidated fund? It should automatically go to the NHIS. And that's the crux of the argument I've had this morning, to say if there was automaticity and the board was making the decision, they would know what money they have in their fund. But this time they have to go and beg for their own money from the consolidated fund.
Well, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I mean, automaticity could also have been referring to how fast the NHIA pays their bills.
No, it can't refer to that, in my opinion, because how fast depends on how much money is released from the consolidated fund to them. Their hands are tied behind their back three ways. The money doesn't go directly into their fund, one. Number two, they have been capped. Number three, they then have to go to the Ministry of Finance, and justify how much money they've been given and how they spent it. Is that what the law says? Their hands have been tied through their back in three ways. So the automaticity simply means the law should be followed. That's how I understand it, unless, of course, he's writing something else.
All right. So at this point, we know the problem. The NHIA is signaling that they are insufficiently funded to actually do this, which means real human beings under the age of 16 and over the age of 60 are going to miss out on life-saving treatment. How do we solve it?
You see, and that's why I should say let's tag the NHIS, because I don't think, at least they've got enough funds to go around for the first 2 months if you do the calculation, because they need 7.5 million over 6 months. So that's what I'm saying is a good thing. What I'm saying is we should be advocating, because those patients are human beings like that. So we should be advocating for more funds to be released to them so that they can get the funds to be able to, pay for the remaining months. So I don't think at this point it would really be fair to say that real lives are going to miss out. I think after 2 months, if they've not found more money, then I would be amenable to that sort of conversation and say, if the money runs out, they are not going to be able to do 6 months. And that's why I said they need to be commended, because when you put documents like this out, it allows those of us who do the advocacy to do the advocacy based on your own numbers. Even though, yes, some of us knew, because if you remember last week, because I did the same calculation with you on the Super Morning Show. So, but then it's possible someone will sit down and say, how do you know? It's subject to speculation. But now we have their own documents. Yeah. The assumptions are clear. The number of patients are clear. The costs are clear. The durations are clear. So everyone in Ghana can do the calculation and say, these guys need more money. You have their money. Give them back their money.
Okay.
And that's what the advocacy should be. So that if we then try to put it on the NHIS and say, oh, the NHIS should have done their math properly, then we are forgetting about the real people who are holding these patients hostage, which is the government.
So for the benefit of those who may have just joined us, just before we wrap it up, Kwame, take us through that calculation one more time.
Right, okay. It's a pretty straightforward calculation. So if you add up the number of patients the NHIS have given us, it comes to 83. Kolebu has a different funding stream. So you take out the 11 patients of Kolebu. It comes to 84. And you take out the 11 patients of Kolebu, that comes to 73. So 73 patients, and the NHIS is saying they are doing 8 sessions for them a month. So you multiply that by 8, and you get 584. And then you multiply that by 26, because they are going to do it for 6 months, and that comes to 15,184 sessions. In that same document, they are saying the cost per session is 491. So you multiply that by 491, and you come up to 7.45 million Ghana cedis. So if you divide that by 6, if you want to help the NHIS further, you divide it by 6, they need 1.2 million cedis a month for these patients.
Yeah.
So they have enough money, just enough money for about 2 months. And what I'm saying is that we should be acknowledging and crediting them for even starting this, but accept that there's a limitation and help them to get the money because it's our money. It's money we paid. You see, the point, Kojo, I want to end on it. If the NHIS is unable to do this, it's not down to the NHIS, it's down to the intransigence of government because they have the money, we paid the money. The problem is that their money is being held hostage, and that's the bigger problem.
Right. Kwame Sapon-Sedu, thank you very much for your time with us this morning. Kwame, of course, Pharmacist and Research Fellow at the Center for Democratic Development, which is CDD Ghana to you and me. Okay, so here we go. Once again, a wonderful promise falling short when it comes to delivery.
Yes, and I'm hoping that the there's a bit of... I agree that perhaps we should be keen on asking central government, where is the money? When are we? In fact, this is just for 6 months. Any other interpretation you put to it is interesting, and we have discussed whether or not this is sustainable going into the future. But and some of us have said, see, when the institution like NHI is built to do primary health care and you're actually compounding other responsibilities on it, you should be careful. Because the sources of money for NHI has not increased anyway. In fact, it's dwindling over time, mindful of what it has to do and all of that. It's just trying to make ends meet, but we devoted some money for this. And I just hope that if government of Ghana at least will make up for the period, so that we don't have a difficulty where anybody will be turned away. This is important, and I keep saying, because if Priscilla Asante had this kind of help last year, she would not be dead today.
Every life matters.
Yes, just that 15-year-old girl could have been saved. That 15-year-old girl would have still been with us today, would have still been aiming and having a vision of being a nurse, continuing on that path. So this is absolutely important that we pursue it, and we pursue it without the usual trappings of our politics.
And Kwame Sapon made a critical point about the fact that half a loaf is better than none. But still, just like Oliver Twist, we would ask for more. Again, it comes back to the question about how effective our social protection system in this country, and how we can have a more sustainable system and not just the flash in the pan bit. Because, listen, what do we put in place? Can other funding allocations be reviewed to divert to this area? Because we are in this country, and I always say that maybe let's even put aside the media reports. The Editor General's report is a ground standing, or if I can use that expression,
a huge area
evidence for us to see how sometimes public funds are misallocated and misapplied. So these are very important things that we need to take a look at.
In March, Parliament approved 6.87 billion Ghana cedis for the National Health Insurance Authority, but we all know how it works. The approval will come. The disbursement then becomes funny. Why it's even on a disbursement basis is part of the problem, because the money should be collected and directly going into the health insurance scheme so that they can pay for things, because we have paid. Right? But instead it goes into the big black hole of consolidated fund. There's a cap, and then somehow we are sort of giving them a bit of pocket money out of it. It's ridiculous. 6.87 billion, that's what Parliament approved. And I mean, they are finding 2 million out of that to pay for dialysis. It's clearly not enough. So, I mean, at this point, government, I mean, Mr. Ufuriata's plan of capping NHIS funds, I think it has outlived its, usefulness, utility, if it ever had utility. Let's get back to saving lives. Whatever else you were using the money for can't be more important than that. All right. Now, just before we go on, I think we should take a moment to do a quick recap of what happened on Friday. It was a very important conversation. The first time that it was being introduced as an election topic, really, because in Ghana we don't tend to talk about foreign policy. We are too busy doing bread and butter issues to talk about foreign policy. But on a fundamental level, the question is, what do we want as a nation, and who do we want it from? We know what everybody wants from us. Our resources. But at what price are we willing to give them away? That fundamental question, if we answer it correctly, can be the solution to all of our issues as a nation. So it's important. It should be an election conversation. And that's what we decided to do on Friday with the National Dialogue, where we asked, should Ghana look east or west? I should say, quickly before we play this clip, the one thing we immediately realized is that it's not a binary issue.
That's true.
It's not east or west. Yeah. It is the question of choice. Does Ghana have choices? And how should we exercise those choices? Let's listen to what our speakers said. We heard from Priscilla Chume-Sibafo, Dr. Priscilla Chume-Sibafo of University of Ghana, Lagos, Dr. Yao Graham, who of course is from the Third World Network Africa, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, who is the Executive Director of CDD Ghana, and Yao Nsako, who speaks for an amalgam of professional bodies. We also had Bright Simmons on X, moderating the conversation there. But we heard from these four earlier mentioned. Let's listen to a quick recap.
I do not know a country throughout human history that did not benefit from colonialism or slavery that made it to prosperity without radical land reforms. If we succeed, we will be the first in human history, and I wonder why we will be the only ones. So that's a major issue. As soon as you touch on that, when I talk about this, people always get uncomfortable. If you are going to do significant land reforms, it raises the issue of the competence of the state, number one. And two, what is the role of chieftaincy in the modern republic? I don't say abolish chieftaincy, but they are rogue features of chieftaincy. They're absolutely rogue features to the extent that sometimes you are not sure who really is in charge of this country. Are we first subjects and then citizens after, or the other way around? Where does the real power lie? You have a breakdown of discipline that shows in the land issues. An inconsistency, somebody can have a business for 5 years and then somebody wakes up and says that a deity in the place does not like good, so shut it down. You cannot in a modern system run like that. So these are big questions. But if we acknowledge that they are big questions, then it takes us to the point that I'm now going to make. Whether we have a non-partisan presidency, non-partisan parliament, or what, there is the big question of these political parties that we have today. Are they fit for purpose?
Why don't we decouple, presidentialism from party politics? In other words, let's elect our president on a no-party basis, right? And we can confine the political parties to the legislative elections. It's one way you can do it. You just have to look at your circumstance. How is this playing out? I didn't start off believing in a no-party president, right? But over time, I think after looking at the record, I think there is something to be said for decoupling the presidency from political parties and then leaving the parties they are really interested in policy and ideology. Let them fight it out in parliament, but without having an opportunity to capture the president, the one, executive power. So there are ways in which we can slice these things, right? And not think that we have gotten to there are these off-the-peg models and you pick one, and then you have arrived at something that works eternally for you. And, but I do think that, we are at a place now where we have to do a lot of soul searching. We have to really look deep at our problems and say, look, this is not working. If you put this here, this is what you're going to get. If you do it this way, that's what you're going to get.
I think we should not play it safe, but we should be cautious in engaging with the East. Why do I say so? The reason why there's a bit of suspicion with Eastern cooperation, it's how liberal it appears to be without conditionalities. And we know that there is no free lunch, essentially. And the reason also is that even within the West cooperation that we have had over the years, with stringent requirements of transparency, anti-corruption, and all that, we still find ourselves where we are. And so in that regard, getting resources and engaging with the East without a lot asked with regards to issues of governance, transparency, corruption issues. And so you find that there is usually white elephant projects. There are projects without enough allowances for maintenance, and so for which reason projects are overvalued, and that means that their returns are not adequate to pay for themselves over the period. And so getting some resources somewhere without a lot asked as to what the conditions are and all, if we are not careful and we do business as usual without a lot of transparency, I'm afraid a lot of African countries, including Ghana, would find ourselves in deep debts.
The dominance is hegemonic in the sense that it's internalized by us.
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
So that's why the unfamiliarity with Chinese that we have as a country, if we have a constitution which sets out a certain vision of society, okay, that should also have a bearing in terms of where we draw the line in terms of certain relations.
Should we be concerned about what some describe as a disruptive influence of Russia in some of the less stable nations within these blocs?
France has been a disruptive influence in West Africa since independence. The reason why ECOWAS has not been working is because of France. So even before we come to a minor player like Russia in West Africa, this is what I'm talking about. We take Western domination as part of our DNA. Let me be provocative and say that part of what is being said, you're saying about Russia and its disruption, this influence, is based on inadequate knowledge of the facts. And we take the French presence as normal. But those who live under it, I can tell you. So, and that is why France supported Biafra.
Morning Show.
Stuff.
Some time ago, they used to devote one of their specific debates for foreign policy. That's the USA, right? We make it like a footnote in our engagements. But we forget that most of our problems stem from, there's a reason why the budget, there's a bit of external development they tell you before they come to the local ones. We had, in the last couple of years, given everybody the indication that Ukraine plus whatever being the biggest problems on our hands. But we do not appear, and I'm not saying we have a research institute at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have very wonderful people in international affairs who knows their left from right. I do not think it becomes a big political issue so that from top to down, we are engaged on the way we want this country to engage other countries. On our role in the ECOWAS, on our role in the EU, on our role in what is mostly called Committee of Nations, on our general policy guidelines, on how we have always said we are pursuing economic diplomacy, on how it should actually be properly rolled out. As to whether we are still pursuing economic diplomacy to our interest, on even this institution called non-aligned movement that we were part of a long time ago.
Is this still working?
Yes, we still have a non-aligned movement.
Are we still part of that?
Yes, we are still non-aligned.
But,
even at Nkrumah, people suspected we were aligned, even if we said we're not aligned. So half of these suspicions. No, but there are fundamental issues of foreign policy because it has proven that how we engage our countries can be to our benefit or against our interest. It is clear on that. Why we do not make it a front burner issue, because sometimes people say that there are simple issues that people like to talk about. It's not true. Everybody is interested in the fact that other things happening elsewhere affected directly and indirectly. So we ought to be actively involved in making sure our state is positioned right. It should not just be the president, his foreign minister, and a few people within that enclave. And I'm not sure you would disagree. Not long ago, our current foreign minister was at the University of Buckingham, the UN Center, talking about similar things. Talking about how countries, not only within the Commonwealth and also in Africa, should be positioned properly. Now we know that your friends may determine whether or not you get help from the IMF quickly.
And talking about IMF, bring the issues a little bit home. You know, when we are engaged in this whole
debt restructuring with the bilateral creditors.
Brilliant.
It got to a point where it depended on what China's decision was to fast track the discussion. While US was pushing for it to be done quickly because of the implications on our economy, China wasn't that comfortable. They had issues with the terms. So we're caught in between two worlds where the West wanted the thing to move very fast. China also had some concerns, and they thought that those concerns should be addressed. So this is how being caught in this whole East and West thing impact on the economy, how several road projects have stalled, and what is going to happen.
All of Sino Hydro projects. Remember that so many of the things that we said we'll be doing in the last 2 or 3 years based on this year of roads were tied to many of these things. The massive infrastructure developments. We know the pace at which all of those things are going today.
And all of that was connected to their scramble for our resources. They are clear in their minds what they want from us. We don't seem clear in our minds. And you see, it baffles me that we are going into an election and it is not the first thing on everybody's mind. Yaun Sarko even mentioned it. He wondered whether this conversation we were having in the Joy News studio would affect how someone in Kintampo is going to vote in December. Will it affect? But it should. Because everything hinges on this. You've all given examples, right? Whether the road to your village will be fixed can be determined by who we do business with, by who we align with. Whether or not there'll be galamsey in your village poisoning your water so that you give birth to children with no genitals. It is determined directly by our foreign policy. By what kind of allowances we give to other countries to come and operate in our nation. It affects everything. When Akufo-Addo said "Yetisikazo accommodate," he was talking about this. This is what he was talking about. That we have all these resources, yet we are a poor nation. So it should be the number one thing on everyone's mind going into the election. What on earth do we do with our resources? Who do we do business with? Who do we give what to? Who do we take what from? We Ankasa, what do we want? We can't even decide on a development plan. Someone comes say 40 years. Someone comes, no, 7 years. Then, no, actually we were wrong. It's going to be 40 years now. We can't even plan. We can't plan. So what will we execute?
Interesting.
It's central to everything we do. In this election, it should be number one on our minds, and I'm not exaggerating. We will come back to these conversations later. Right now, though,
partner's appeal. Just 30 seconds. They'll pay via intersection traffic light. What is happening, Raymond?
It's really bad at night. It's really bad.
It's terrible. And are we waiting for a very important person to have an accident there before we act?
Of course we are. All right. Well, the online review would have been brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goil Good Energy Go in India, as well as G&J Technical Services, celebrating 30 years of providing backup power in Ghana. Go to myjoyonline.com. Great stories await you there. Right now, though, again, let's be thankful to Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime. They would have brought you the BBC News. Of course, today it takes a break. We're back with it tomorrow. We'll take some messages. More on the show after these.
United I must be, I'm an humble African.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goil
Yeah.
What name brightens the streets, homes, and businesses of Ghana? What company has been providing world-class backup power to Ghanaians for 30 years?
G&J Technical Services.
Final answer?
Yes, G&J, final answer.
Correct.
G&J is celebrating 30 years of providing backup power in Ghana. As the largest supplier of world-class generators in the country, we have been the backbone of Ghana's alternative power industry by delivering the best sales, maintenance, and after-sales solutions the nation has ever seen. We've done it for 30 years, and we promise that the future will be even brighter. Reach us in Accra on 030-268-9178 or 9179 and 020-222-2204 all the way to 2220. And in Kumasi on 020-222-236 or 020-222-2220.
Say donut, 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 donut. Hey, donut, 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 donut. Donut, donut. Young cotton donut. Donut, donut. Malaria syrup donut. Everybody follow nut sa malaria. A 3D till nut now. Oh, malaria chill. Oh, popo. What mean the day? I want the donut. Donut. Adabako. Donut. Donut. Adamienu. Donut. Adamiensa. Donut. Malaria syrup donut. No. Donut scatter malaria. Lonat, it is scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yenshishemu who se malaria wa umujum ansana wanum Lonat. Na nami search na malaria no daso wa ko hu dokota.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, Walambo! Hey, Walambo! Hey, I asked him to buy me original politics.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Stop the papa. Open the back man. And you politics no gala. You papa.
Papa, can ruffle?
The politics is original. The first and the best.
What is? Ukota also for dear acrobat to use in
Politics, yes.
This election, ask your favorite politicians about their plans for tackling climate change and improving access to water, sanitation, and hygiene. Let this define who you vote for. At WaterAid, we believe in the future where our leaders prioritize climate change, water, sanitation, and hygiene. Your vote can make this possible.
After tasting 10 cedis worth of Abochi's kebab, you finally decide to buy some.
Abochi, add more pepper.
He wraps it up and you take it home. Just when you're about to dig in, you see your name in bold Times New Roman font size 14 on the paper. And that's when you realize it's the CV you submitted for a job last week. The job market is changing rapidly. AI, clouds, holograms. Who knows what's next? Over 34 million Ghanaians. What makes you stand out? Get the X Factor to get ahead with tech courses from ALX. Choose AWS Cloud Computing, Salesforce Administration, Data Analytics, Data Science, Front-End Web Development, Back-End Web Development, or AI Career Essentials. Search ALX Ghana online to apply now. ALX. Do hard things.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy.
because we feel that as a profession, we need to run shoulders with other equally important professions that exist not only in Ghana but across the globe. So if there is a policy that is going to regulate teacher professionalism, we are not against it. But when we realize that there are challenges confronting the policy, that one as a union, we must come out to let the policy formulators know that yes, you brought this policy, but the challenges that have come as a result of the implementation, we need to meet and then make sure that we iron out those differences.
Is it standard practice? Will they improve our education? One of the key elements of education is the teacher who is delivering the education in the classroom. Will they make teaching and learning better? Will they improve the standards that we have of our teachers? That is the question those are questions that were asked prior to the introduction of the licensure examination.
Indeed.
After some years, has it improved? Is there studies suggest that it has improved the quality or the quantity, the quality more importantly, of the people there? Because we know some people have failed the exams. Would they have meant that those people would have been terrible teachers imparting the wrong form of information or knowledge into our children? Those are key questions, because if we get education absolutely wrong, we nowadays talk about innovation in education. We talk about STEM and the other related factors. Are they going to be improved? Are we guaranteed that everybody who is in a classroom today is qualified by the standards that we have set for ourselves and by the system that we should be deploying our education to deliver 21st century education to the child in every school? That's important.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely important, because some of us were worried about the elements of having someone who will go through school, go through teacher training education, and end up failing a licensure examination. As to whether that is a proper way of determining the quality we want at the end of the day, it's also another different conversation. So, what do you want? How does licensure lead you to what you want? Does it sieve out all the bad nuts? Does it actually improve the quality that we are talking about all the time? These are essential questions.
Do you listen to Dr. Pounds on Hits?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. One evening, a week ago, I was listening to Dr. Pounds on Hits, and he does this thing where he asks
when
people,
Sergio is on.
Yeah, he's funny. He asks people to call in on a topic or the other, right? Now, on this evening, he was asking people to call in and demonstrate how they would introduce themselves to their boyfriend or girlfriend's parents for the first time. Okay, your potential in-laws. And I noticed something. Every caller simply couldn't do it. They would start the conversation by saying, I would greet them, then I'll put my hands behind my, then I'll do it. Then Dr. Pounds will stop them and say, no, I'm asking you to act it out. Actually do it how you. So imagine I am them. Now introduce yourself. Then they would go back to it. I would do this, I would do that. I realized that this is a uniform thing. Every caller, even after hearing others being corrected, would come on the line and make the same mistake. It was because there was a mental block in accessing their own imagination. And I trace this directly back to how we are taught in schools. So look, it's not about having it's not only about having a good curriculum, but you need to have someone who can deliver it in a way that sparks your child's creativity. Being able to create is the ultimate demonstration of learning. So if we are growing a nation of people who have no creativity, are we surprised at where we are? So this licensure exam, I'll be honest with you, especially if we are able to get the exam right, this is the key to unlocking the potential of future generations. So listen, make sure you don't miss the Hotline documentary today. It's fascinating stuff.
Coffee, mini degree, diploma pen travel and tourism consultancy, and airport operations. But me need doing so, me will like 24/7. We cram you should be. For one passport 20. But me too quiet. Why we get a PhD or Lego and university be our Ghana? Me need do US, China, Canada, Australia. Quite treatment with me and treat you, sir. Tina me say me passport me valuable PhD I will Lego. Some person me PhD or University of Amsterdam. She say I'm a citizen of the Netherlands. Me to me nyebi. I bank support me, but Hey, who get the passport? We are a achievement. Me the best achievement here we. Me baby any over compiling 6 months bank statement. Then be brave. And they apply for visa. Yeah, fire passport out here too quiet. Cheers to this passport.
And foremost.
Is a translation needed? Quick
You
translation.
try.
All right, so this guy is simply saying that, look, his best achievement in life is getting a Netherlands passport. He considers it to be more valuable than any PhD from University of Ghana, Legon, or any other university. And he clarifies why. He says, look, if he goes to any international border, if he goes to any other country, he'll be treated much better than you with your PhD. His children don't have to go and compile 6 months bank statements in order to apply for passport, apply for visas to enter, the countries of the world. He's suggesting that his Netherlands passport is of more value than a PhD from Legon. People didn't like it. Cry.
Not at all. And see, Kojo, I mean, there's a chronic defect in the logic being deployed here. It is poor syllogism.
Yes, Legon Aluminous.
No. To start, and you see, he made some factual statements. He talked about living conditions. He talked about the value of passports.
Yes.
Which are all very valid claims. He also talked about what he's enjoying as a citizen of a country in Europe, right?
With a passport that gives him access.
Yes, that's what he talked about. Those are factual statements he made, to the extent verifiable. What is problematic with the logic? It's now come to say that because of these things, my passport is more valuable than your PhD.
Prove him wrong.
No, I'm saying that this is oranges and apples in comparison in different forms. Sorry, PhDs are not travel certificates. First and foremost, they are not travel certificates. PhDs, and I'm not sure how many he has come across or he's aware within his circles or within his family or how many he actually engages normally. PhDs are not
the guy's family.
No, because there's a misunderstanding fundamental to the thinking the man deployed. But I'm not disputing the fact that where he's living, the conditions are better than some people in Ghana. And I agree. I know people who have master's degree in the Republic of Ghana who are struggling to find jobs. Underemployment is a big problem in the Republic of Ghana. That's also not in dispute. In fact, general living conditions are problematic compared to countries like he mentioned. That is also not in dispute. But how are those determining factors the value of a PhD?
So, you see, maybe you are making the argument a little too linear. That's why it turns out like apples and oranges. But what he's actually comparing here, right, is the standard of living that he's able to access in another country because of his passport, even though he doesn't even have a bachelor's degree, right? Compared to the standard of living that you are able to access in Ghana, even if you had a PhD. So the comparison really is between being a Ghanaian and being a citizen of the Netherlands. That's the real comparison. And he's even taken he's taken perhaps the most advantaged Ghanaian, right? Or the Ghanaian who is in the elite group, right? A person with a PhD, you're middle class, right? So he's saying that even if you take that guy and compare him to a person of the masses in the Netherlands, there is no comparison. That's his point. Whether he's right or not, that is what he's comparing. It's not a direct comparison between a passport and a PhD, right? If you see what I'm saying. Yes. Okay, and you think about it.
Come back
right now, if you
we are going to do now.
We'll have to come back to it. But let me ask you this question before we go. Okay, if you are in Yemen, and some war breaks out, you have a PhD from Legon. I have a Netherlands passport. Who will be evacuated first?
But no, this is not having anything to do with any frivolous comparison that is being done on any basis. This is point of law series. Anyway, it's serious law. Now, a person shall not be punished for any act which by reason of ignorance or mistake of the fact in good faith he believes to be lawful. I'm repeating this. This is from section 29 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29. A person shall not be punished for any act which by reason of ignorance or mistake of fact in good faith, reason of ignorance or mistake of fact in good faith he believes to be lawful. Such a person having sexual intercourse with a girl genuinely believing she's 16 plus. This example is giving you, such as a person, if you have sexual intercourse with a girl and you genuinely believe that not that you are aware and you are pretending that you are not aware, believe she's over 16 or 16 plus. So that's the point of law series. And from section 29 of the Criminal Offences Act, should I repeat it for emphasis?
Sure.
A person shall not be punished for any act which by reason of ignorance or mistake of fact in good faith he believes to be lawful. Such a person having sexual intercourse with a girl genuinely believing she's 16 plus. This is from section 29 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29.
So there are circumstances under which ignorance is an excuse for breaking the law.
Yeah. No. Could you answer? Yes. Yeah. But if you didn't know genuinely, for example, the fact, not ignorance of the law, because you know that 16 below that you should not do that, but you knew or thought the person genuinely was over 16.
Okay.
So it's ignorance of the fact of the age.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say? Not of the law.
So that police officer who detained me for making a U-turn at a place where there's no sign that says no U-turn. There's no sign. No.
Yeah.
So I made a U-turn. And this officer said, you are not allowed to make U-turns at this particular intersection. And I said, but there's no sign here. And he said, but everybody knows.
Did he know that you were part of the everybody ordinance?
Everybody knows.
Police officer, anyway, do something.
All right. Well, listen.
I thought the invitation would have been for you to, make some contribution to the welfare.
That was another matter. Anyway. So look, we want to hear from you, by the way, on this guy's comment about his Netherlands passport, comparing it to a Ghanaian with a PhD. Let's talk about it. Use the hashtag JoySMS on the Super Morning Show. We'll share your views with the world. It's debates like these that actually get us excited, isn't it? Stay with us. That and more coming up.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Joy, joy in the morning. Yeah, if you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning.
right, well, the University of Ghana Business School is pleased to announce the opening of applications for their special postgraduate programs. Yes, this could lead to a PhD. If you are interested, you can choose from their wide range of executive Master of Business Administration programs, weekend Master of Business Administration, and Master of Public Administration programs, as well as the one-year Master's programs. Potential applicants and the general public are specially invited to the virtual information sessions for their postgraduate programs on Thursday, the 6th of June. That's Samuel Dami's birthday. And Wednesday, the 19th of June.
Samuel Dami's birthday is tomorrow.
Is it
it's
not the 6th?
And it's not Thursday.
It's Wednesday.
Yes. Take your time. I have the facts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
Just read the facts.
Yeah.
No ignorance.
Yes. Anyway, ignorance is an excuse.
Wow.
Okay, also on Wednesday, the 19th of June 2024, 4 p.m. on each day, you can go and enjoy this. The link for the information session can be found on all University of Ghana Business School social media platforms. And if you want to know more, just go to the University of Ghana Business School website, which is ugbs.ug.edu.gh, or call 0501 581 492. You can also try 0501 581 493.
Now, in today's competitive business landscape, a healthy workforce is the foundation of success. That is why we have designed our corporate health plans to empower your employees and enhance your organization's performance with Equity Health Insurance. You are not just investing in insurance, you are investing in the future of your company. Our plans are tailored to meet the unique needs of your employees, providing comprehensive coverage and incomparable benefits. Our commitment goes beyond paperwork and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we stay with you all the way. So call us now, 0501 515 124 or 0506 607 910, and let us serve you better. Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
Anyway, Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, is now live at Fidelity Bank. Imagine sending money to your loved ones or business partners across Africa instantly and in Ghana cities. Don't wait for days for transactions to clear. No more expensive fees, just fast, secure, and affordable payments. PAPS is here, and Fidelity Bank makes sending money through PAPS easy. Visit any Fidelity Bank branch and start sending money across Africa instantly, securely, and affordably to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Now, we all know that a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. That is why we offer specially formulated quartz engine oil with age-resistance technology. It is a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and also provides protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer.
Now to the businessman, the trader, the parent sending money to loved ones and to business partners. Thanks to the Access Bank and, you know it, PAPS partnership, you can now send money across borders hassle-free. So now you can send money to pay for goods and services, to make business transactions, and to cover school fees across Africa without worrying about how foreign exchange losses will affect it or even delays. It's straightforward, it's secure, and it keeps your mind at ease. You can benefit from instant payments across Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone with zero foreign exchange hassle. When you send money in cedis, it will now be received in whatever the currency is of that country by the recipient. So for more information, go to ghana.accessbankplc.com or call them toll free on 0800 004400. For all of your cross-border payments, go to any of their branches and PAPS it with Access Bank. More than banking.
Now, J&J, your reliable alternative backup power solutions provider, is 30 years old. Hooray! We wish to thank all our cherished partners and customers for being part of this journey. As we embrace the future with brighter hopes, we look forward to providing you with the best backup power service to your homes, offices, churches, and more. We are still the largest backup power supplier in the country. And with our 24-hour service delivery, we are poised to give you the best brands in backup power and after-sales service. You should know that. Locate G&J in Accra off the Mortuary Road to Kolebu and call them on these numbers. Call G&J on 0302 689 178 or 0302 689 179. There's also this number on your Accra, 020 2222 204. In Kumasi, call G&J on 020-2222-36 or 020-2222-20. That's how you get the best in alternative backup power supplies.
All right, don't forget to get the best in quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture, as well as stationery from Kingdom Books. Go to kingdomstoreonline.com. You can pay for whatever you buy there via Momo, and they will deliver to your home or office in very good time. You get free delivery if you're in Accra or Tema. And of course, terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now, every time we eat, we know that food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, so this leads to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Now, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with pro-fluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. This prevents cavities, it keeps your teeth strong and mouth healthy. Pepsodent Cavity comes in the 179-gram Big Family Pack. There's also the 120-gram Edge Aqua Pack. 65-gram and 12-gram sachets are also available. So you can actually get what you can pay for or what your money can afford at any time. Don't you just use toothpaste to brush your teeth. Use Pepsodent that protects your teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for more than 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free today. Do so. Call to a free number 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist for free. Now, with Pepsodent, you can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
All right, now, Raymond, I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
Which bank in Ghana is always at your service?
OmniBasic.
Thank you. Which bank is ready to assist you with their 24-hour state-of-the-art contact center?
OmniBasic.
Which bank is Ghana's fastest-growing corporate bank and Bank of the Year 2023?
And I must repeat it, OmniBasic.
Thank you. At OmniBasic Bank, they are always at your service. So you can call them on 0307 086 000 or 0302 758 555 or 0800 100 790. That one is toll free. You can also go to any of their branches across the country to open an OmniBasic Bank account today and enjoy exceptional customer service. OmniBasic Bank at your service.
Now there's good news for you. If you're a Toyota user, you need to get ready for a revolution, because if you want your Toyota engine to function optimally, then there's only one choice: the Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil has been rigorously tested and proven to be the best oil for your Toyota engine. This is specially crafted to keep your Toyota engine running smoothly and efficiently. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil is available at all Toyota Ghana branches across the country. Nothing, absolutely nothing makes your engine happier than Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. For bulk purchase or distribution, contact Toyota Ghana on 0302 429 801. And Toyota Ghana Company Limited is proud to be associated with the Joy FM Joy News Drive Safety Tips on the Super Morning Show right here.
I'm going to read 2 messages before we take a break, if that's okay. This one says, your discussion comparing Netherlands passport to a Ghanaian earned PhD is unfortunately true. For example, during COVID lockdown in 2020, I was stranded in Germany for 4 months because our borders were closed. Calls and emails to the Ghana embassy in Berlin took centuries to even get replies with no assistance. A colleague from France said he would have been evacuated immediately as an army officer, just like me. So many examples to give to confirm the man's assertion that his Netherlands passport is more valuable. Charlie, that's a serviceman who says that.
Than the Ghanaian passport.
Yeah.
Yes, not PhD. What is the comparison?
Ghanaian passport
What are the comparators here?
Held by a PhD. Anyway, there's more to come on the Super Morning Show, including birthdays and sports after these.
Can you hear it? The freedom in our songs, the sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takoradi. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still Ghana go be. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Do you know what that is? It's the sound of me looking into my Nido 23 grams promo sachet for a code so I can win in the Nido Opatampamo promo.
Become one of the 3 lucky winners of a fully paid family getaway in Nido's Opatampamo promo. Look inside your Nido 23 grams promo sachet for a code. Dial *380*11# and follow the prompts for a chance to win big. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, cherished parents. Do you seek quality international education for your child at the most affordable cost in Ghana?
Now look no further. International School of Accra is the best institution for your child now.
ISA provides fabulous educational opportunities for your child using the Cambridge and the IB diploma curricula. We also provide tuition for SAT exams and place students in their university of choice anywhere in the world.
Our experienced IB trained teachers will transform your child into an academic champion, morally upright, and a professionally skilled individual.
Plus, our fees for the IB diploma program is the most affordable in Ghana. Locate ISA at Roman Ridge, Accra, inside the Jack and Jill School.
Or call 0242-586-062 or 0262-907880 or visit our website www.isaghana.com.
International School of Accra, inspiring excellence, building character.
Yes, future Dr. Raymond Aqua, PhD.
Yeah, OB cleaning certificate here more important.
Anyway. Look, we will bring you birthday messages later on the show. Brought to you, of course, by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African Bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
The Joy Sports Center now brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank,
here for good.
And DSTV,
it's your moment. Now, so folks, imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very, very low rates. That's right. We are not just offering loans. We are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you are ready to take control of your future now and energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of these numbers. Now 020, the first one is actually 050 153 5789. Second one 050 153 5790. The last one 0244 674 154. And let's start a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered,
here
for good.
Solid Raymond. Okay, now have you guys heard the latest from MTN? If not, well, listen. For those of you who love MTN Free After One, prepare for the upgraded experience that is MTN Free After One Extra. Now, let me tell you what the extra is all about. With the MTN Free After One Extra, you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk. Which means for every 10 minutes you talk within the hour, you only pay for the first minute and you get to talk for 60 straight minutes with no interruptions. You like what you hear? Well, as if that's not enough, you also get 70 megabytes of data for free after your first call. So you see, now's the time to talk extra with all the people you love. To subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra today, just dial *550 hash, that's *550 hash, and follow the prompts. Uncle Tahiru.
Hi, Kojo. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Coming up, an international player who was not eligible to play for his country somehow managed to play for the country for 11 years. Now FIFA is taking action. Kylian Mbappe is a new Real Madrid player. We'll hear from some of his teammates, but we will begin here at home where the Black Stars will depart Accra today for Mali ahead of the 2026 World Cup qualifier on Thursday against the Eagles in Bamako. The team needs to secure maximum points in the game to revive their campaign following their loss to Comoros in November last year. Ghana currently sits 4th in Group I with 3 points from 2 games. President of the Ghana Football Association, Keto Kreku, has urged the players to turn things around in Mali.
The importance of these 2 assignments, I'm sure, has not been hidden from each one. All of you know how important it is for us to get back on track. Again, I will say that I trust you. The country trusts all of you. The country is behind all of you. And it's important we all stay focused, very focused, and extremely focused on the 2 games that lies ahead of us.
That's Keto Kreku. Mohamed Salisu is a defender for the team. He's optimistic the team can win against Mali.
I think this game is very important for every Ghanaian. It's a World Cup qualifiers, and we know how it's important for Ghanaians. So and we have a good players, good young players, and Ghanaians need to believe on the young players. And I think we can do it better. We know it's not going to be easy. And Mali has a strong team. I think we need to prepare. We need to train hard day by day. And hopefully we will win the game.
Ghanaian defender Mohamed Salisu. That game is at 7 p.m. on Thursday. Now to some Ghana Premier League action. Great Olympics. Their assistant coach is Orlando Wellington. He's confident the Dade boys will survive relegation after their shock 1-0 win over Asante Kotoko in Kumasi on Sunday. Despite the win, Olympics still remain in the relegation zone, 1 point away from safety, ahead of their outstanding game against Dreams FC at the Accra Sports Stadium tomorrow.
There's a way for us to, get out from the relegation zone. That is what we are fighting for. That's why I'm very, very happy that we collected this 3 maximum points here in Kumasi. How determined we are. I know how preparation we have gone through before this very match. This is a match which is on top of my heart. And I'm thanking God that we came out successfully by winning 1-0 against a team like Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
if there's any solace for Great Olympics, it's that their city rivals, Accra Hearts of Oak, are deeply in this relegation dogfight with them. The two teams lock horns this weekend in a winner-takes-all situation. The Hearts of Oak head coach is Abubakar Ouattara. He's described their battle to remain in the Ghana Premier League as a family fight.
But first of all, we try to survive, because when you look at all these people are coming to support us, it's not easy. The family have the problem. We be together to save the family. That's the boys are trying to do it. We need to survive. That's the only things I can tell you.
That's Abubakar Ouattara, Hearts of Oak's manager. And while others are struggling to stay up, some have found their way up. And Basake Holy Stars, they've been promoted to the Ghana Premier League after winning their protest against Seshi All Stars. The ruling was released last night by the disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association. With 56 points now and only one game to the end of the season, Holy Stars are guaranteed to finish top of the Division 1 League Zone 2 table after moving 5 points clear of second-placed New Edibiasi United. And still in the Division 1 League, the Zone 1 playoff final between Young Apostles and Ashaiman Heroes will come off at 3 p.m. this afternoon, with the winner getting promotion to the Ghana Premier League. Joy Sports' Victor Achutamaklo has been looking ahead to the game.
They don't score too many goals. In fact, if you look at the top scorer in the team, it is a midfielder by name Ramsey Abubakar, who scored 5 goals all season. If there is one thing that they need to look out for, it has to be that rear guard that leaks a lot of goals. In 28 matches, they conceded 20 goals. Their opponents for this playoff are Ashaiman Heroes. They have got a very impressive resume and seem to or appear to be checking all the boxes if you are a fan of attacking football. First thing, they scored 13 more goals than Young Apostles managed, 39 in 28 matches. Defensively, they were even better. They conceded 1 goal fewer than Young Apostles managed.
And that Ashaiman Heroes versus Young Apostles game is at 3 p.m. this afternoon at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, in athletics, the CAA Region 2 Athletics Championships gets underway this morning at the University of Ghana Stadium. Joy Sports' Muftar Nabila Abdullahi has more in this report.
Beginning Tuesday morning, Accra will come alive with the excitement of top-class athletics as the Confederation of African Athletics Region 2 Seniors Championships gets underway at the University of Ghana Stadium. Athletes from across the region, including the host country Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Benin, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gabon, Gambia, Burkina Faso, Niger, Senegal, and Cote d'Ivoire have all converged in Accra to compete in various events, including sprints, distance races, hurdles, relays, and field events. Ghana's team will be seeking Olympic qualification in relays and individual events against stiff competition from their West African neighbors. The team has been training intensively and is determined to make their home advantage count. Gambia's Gina Bass and other top athletes from West Africa have hopes of qualifying to the Paris Olympics through the CAA Region 2 Athletics in Accra. The two-day event promises to be a thrilling display of speed, strength, and endurance, with some of the region's best athletes battling out for medals and glory.
That's Muftar Nabila Abdullahi there. And the CA Region 2 Seniors Championships on Tuesday and Wednesday. The morning sessions are 8:30 to 12, with the evening sessions from 3:30 to 6 p.m. Now back to football. FIFA has ruled that Equatorial Guinea captain Emilio Nsue was never eligible to represent the country throughout his 11-year international career. Nsue won the Golden Boot at the Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year with 5 goals in 4 appearances. FIFA published its judgment in a 15-page ruling yesterday, with Equatorial Guinea stripped of their World Cup 2026 qualifying victories against Namibia and Liberia. They won both games 1-0 thanks to Nsue's goals, with their opponents awarded a 3-goal victory. Now, FIFA also says Nsue has been banned from all international football for 6 months, while the Equatorial Guinean Federation has also been fined 150 Swiss francs or $164,000 US. Now, let's head to England. That's where Chelsea have appointed Leicester manager Enzo Maresca as their new coach. The former Chelsea midfielder Mikel John Obi says Maresca must start winning straight away.
I mean, he has to go in there now to win. I don't think he's going to be given the time. He has to go in there to win. It's going to be tough for him compared to where Poch has taken the club. We can see that Poch is, he tried to bring the team to where to as much as he can. I think now he's laid the foundation for Enzo to come in and start again from where he stopped. Now is he going to tweak a few things here and there? Of course he has to. But like I've just said, we have to win. It's been 2-3 years now where we haven't won. Chelsea is a winning machine. We know how to win. We have to start winning again.
That's Mikel Obi. Still on transfers, Real Madrid, they've announced the signing of Kylian Mbappe on a 5-year deal just 48 hours after they won the record-extending 15th Champions League trophy. Now, the Real Madrid midfielder, Jude Bellingham, believes the Frenchman's arrival will take the team to the next level.
If that was to happen, it would be amazing. A player like him. You see, tonight I think it's the only little thing that maybe we're missing in terms of that clinical 9. And I think if he was to come and give us that, we'd be in a really, really great place. He'd take us to another level. And one of the best players in the world, clearly.
That's Jude Bellingham there. Let's wrap up with some tennis. Novak Djokovic powered through to the quarterfinals of the French Open with a thrilling 5-set win over Argentine 23rd seed Francisco Cerundolo in the 4th round on Monday. Joy Sports' Daniel Cranton has a wrap of the night's action from Roland Garros.
Defending champion Novak Djokovic showed his supreme powers of recovery once again to come through a 5-set marathon against Argentine 23rd seed Francisco Cerundolo in the 4th round on Monday. The world number 1 was hampered by an injury before winning 6-1, 5-7, 3-6, 7-5, 6-3. Djokovic will face Norwegian 7th seed Casper Ruud, who he beat in last year's final in the last 8 on Wednesday. Alexander Zverev defeated Holger Rune to reach the French Open quarterfinals with a thrilling 5-set win. The 4th seed needed 4 hours and 40 minutes to edge past Rune of Denmark 4-6, 6-1, 5-7, 7-6, 6-2. In the women's draw, Aryna Sabalenka sent a strong message to her rivals as she powered past Emma Navarro to reach the French Open quarterfinals. The Australian Open champion Sabalenka played with controlled aggression to complete a dominant 6-2, 6-3 win over the 22nd seeded Navarro.
That's Daniel Cranton's report, bringing an end to Sports Centre here on 99.7 Joy FM. There's more sports news on our website, myjoyonline.com/sports. My name is Fentu Tahiru Fentu. Good morning.
That's right. You know the sports was good when you hear that tune at the end of it. Time now for us to bring you the Joy Business Minute. And as always, we bring that to you at 8 o'clock. Thanks to our very good friends at Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG, we stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and YKB Capital, together towards tomorrow. Consumers are likely to pay more for each litre of some petroleum products in the coming days, after the National Petroleum Authority directed the various players to increase the Unified Petroleum Fund margin on some products from the 1st of June. Industries have revealed that they'll be forced to pass on the cost of planned increase in utility tariffs to consumers. Government is set to sign an agreement with bilateral creditors on terms of debt restructuring before the end of this month. US court papers allege one of UK's largest banks, Standard Chartered, that escaped prosecution for money laundering, carried out billions of dollars of transactions for funders of terrorist groups. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and YKB Capital, together towards tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Now, listen, the hashtag is JoySMS, and we certainly want you to use it. Very interesting debate this morning on the value of the value of a Netherlands passport versus a Ghanaian with a PhD. Listen to this. Someone said, look, some of us had jobs and worked in the UK, but decided to relocate. My standard of living in Ghana is 100 times better. My friends I left behind in the UK acknowledge it. This guy is ignorant, pa.
I agree 100%. And this is a PhD holder. You can see the difference.
You can tell.
You can tell from even the language. Yes.
Well, let your voice be heard as well, okay? Someone insists that having a Netherlands passport
in fact,
is of greater value than being a Ghanaian with a PhD. Can you believe this? Yeah, no shit. All right, let's hear your thoughts on it. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Social media messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by Rapinol. When the pain is too much to bear, grab Rapinol from Danex Ayrton Starwin, PLC. Rapinol, the rapid pain reliever. It's also brought to you by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, and Malatu from Ernest Chemists. Malatu, power over malaria. I haven't had my tea.
Malatu. Yeah, from Ernest what?
Chemist, baby. Chemist.
Now, this is the year to stop singing and talking about chopping and enjoying life. And just do it. This is the year to stop talking about PhD and just do it. EcoBank has over 1 million cities worth of cash and prizes in the EcoBank Million Gang promo for you and over 7,000 others across Ghana. That's great. Now, winners will be rewarded bi-weekly, and it can be one of them winning up to 10,000 Ghana cedis. There will also be 3 monthly draws, and all you have to do is just deposit cash in multiples of 500 Ghana cedis into your EcoBank account at the nearest branch, EcoBank Express Point, or via EcoBank Mobile to stand a chance of winning. Other prizes include fuel vouchers, which is very important, because that's in there, and shopping vouchers too. Yeah. The things that this is when you mention them, then I start remembering. No, Samuel, I will say Regina Ofori. I was also saying Mamavi.
She will have to gang me.
Yeah.
EcoBank.
You and Mamavi.
On gang me.
Yes. Now, fuel vouchers, shopping vouchers, airtime, and many more. Promo runs from May to July 31st, 2024. It's your time to chop life. Remember, every 500 Ghana cedi deposit earns you an entry into the EMG draw. A better way to enjoy life. A better way. A better Africa. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Is it not this one they say, oh my God?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm repeating. Regina Ofori, oh my God. Insert Samuel Odami in the oh my God. My birthday, insert Samuel Odami into it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, listen, it's about 6 minutes past 8 on the Super Morning Show, and we've got lots and lots to get through. So just before we take a break, let me remind you that today on the Super Morning Show, we're bringing you a Hotline documentary about the licensure exams for teachers. And it's a really big 360-degree view of this exam and its benefits and impact and so forth. And you really need to catch it. It's really educative. And it's on Big Stories, brought to you by Telecel, Connecting Energies, Latex Foam, your partner for life, Equity Health Insurance, here for you.
Now picture this, you're lying in bed after a long day seeking comfort and relaxation, and they didn't put off your light, but instead you are met with a mattress that sags beneath you, a reminder of shortcuts and compromises. Your comfort and well-being should never have been compromised. That's why we at Latest Form prioritize quality above all else. Now step into our showrooms and experience the difference for yourself. Our high-quality mattresses and furniture are crafted with the ultimate relaxation in mind. Picture waking up refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to take on the day. That's the Latest Foam promise. Invest in your well-being. Choose Latest Foam, otherwise you do yourself. Latest Foam, your partner for life. Visit us today and sleep better tonight. Call these numbers now: 0302 231155 or 0302 0322 008499, or visit us on our online portal latestfoamghana.com for every wonderful sleep you want.
All right, you're about to have the world at your fingertips because the wait is finally over. Telecel is here. Now you have everything you want and need. Quick and reliable communication, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash, transforming your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities because with Telecel, there is no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. All right, so it's coming up. It's the big Hotline documentary, License to Teach. But don't forget, we want to hear what you think about this debate, right?
Which one? License to Teach?
No. Netherlands passport versus Ghana PhD.
Ghana PhD any day.
Okay. So this gentleman is suggesting that his passport is valuable.
I don't know why the boys on Twitter really are backing this claim. I find it.
So the man says, look, my passport gives me access to places that a Ghanaian cannot have, not even a Ghanaian with a PhD. Right, and then he gives examples. He talks about how he can enter the United States, he can go to all kinds of countries. If he wants to travel somewhere with his children don't need to have to go and find 6 months of bank statements before they can apply for a visa that they may or may not get. But if you're a Ghanaian, even with a PhD, you have to do all that.
Why me? I was invited by the United States government. I didn't go with any 6 month anything. In fact, I didn't spend 2 minutes at the at the embassy.
Yes.
See, he should speak for himself.
So the United States government invites PhDs.
Yes. I mean, not just PhDs, people they want to invite.
Exactly.
So what's the point? So what's
his
point
to doesn't give you an automatic invitation.
It's having
you still
a
have to find
certificate
6 months passport.
Why?
No, it's not his cleaning certificate. It's his Netherlands passport.
I didn't, for example, find any 6 month whatever thing that they were actually asked me. Yes. I didn't even have any.
Because you were invited.
Yes.
And I'm saying that having a PhD doesn't earn you an automatic invitation to countries.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
So
you have to go and find your
a Netherlands passport does also earn you any automatic invitation anywhere.
It does.
Where?
You can enter any country.
Who says
Which country can you not enter with?
So many other countries.
Name one. Name one.
Why? You need a visa from the Netherlands to come to Ghana. You need a visa from the Netherlands to come to Ghana.
And will you ever be denied a visa to Ghana?
Why not? I mean, if you don't qualify, it's qualification criteria they use. Why? Why do you say why you make it look like
capital chair?
States have right to admit
that guy in particular.
You do not have an automatic entry right.
That guy in particular.
Which guy?
The person who did the recording. He can enter Ghana anytime he wants.
Okay, so this is a guy who's popular because he believes his life was worse off in Ghana.
Yes.
And he went to do a cleaning job.
Yes.
And that he was cleaning toilets in the Netherlands. And that's how he actually got to marry a Setu Obroni. Use that process to now get what they call a passport. And he sees as his biggest achievement. You see, people set targets for themselves in life.
Yes.
If it is to him his biggest achievement, we are not fighting him.
His best achievement.
Yes. Can you believe? Can you believe this?
Of course.
Okay, well, it's people and their vision
right now.
But you cannot impose that your biggest achievement into a comparison with
right now. If war comes, and the two of you are stuck in another country, you with your PhD, he with his Netherlands passport, who will be evacuated first?
But it is not an assessment on our competence and value. It's an assessment of what countries that we are currently. No,
this is PhD answer. This is PhD answer. You go explain, Taya. No evidence. Stay with us. Super Morning Show continues after these.
I send them. You get them. I get them. I send them.
I get them.
I pay them.
Telecel cash. I get them. I take them. Telecel cash.
You get them.
I send them. Telecel cash.
I send them. You get them.
Telecel cash.
I get them.
I buy them. I take them.
I pay them. I send them.
Telecel cash. Telecel Cash.
Experience the ultimate convenience of sending money on Telecel Cash. Sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is free. You can also make payments to merchants on all networks. Enjoy best value and total security with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top
We not say problem day, but you for chop life. Simply deposit cash in multiples of 500 Ghana cedis into your EcoBank account at your nearest branch, Express Point, or through EcoBank Mobile to win your share of over 1 million cedis in prizes in the EcoBank Million Gang promo, EMG. Be one of over 7,000 people to be rewarded. Hey, my God. Yes, so over 7,000 people go chop soft life from May to July 31, 2024. Be an EcoBank customer or be square. Remember, every 500 Ghana cedi deposit earns you a point for the EcoBank Million Gang today, EMG. Deposit today and win your share of 1.2 million in cash and prizes. A better way to enjoy life. A better way. A better Africa. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, a bunch of birthdays for us to get through. Quite a few. Let's get started, Ray.
Yes, this is from Samata Shani. She's saying, please help me wish my sister-in-law, Selassie Nasa of SIC, a belated happy birthday. I wish her all the good things she desires in this world. Thank you, Raymond, and I've done it wonderfully. Yes, good morning to you, Samata. Which one is also up next? Well, hold on.
Please, what is sister in love?
Sister in love.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Samata, they say what is sister in love?
I know sister in law. I don't know sister in love.
Yeah, maybe they are sisters who love. Sorry, it's difficult to explain. Well, please explain for me so that I can explain to them. Could you answer? This says, happy birthday, Akwete Bote Doku.
Bote Doku.
Yes, Bote Doku. Take your time, Please enjoy the many blessings God. AKBD. Yes. AKBD. Always AKBD. Enjoy the many blessings God has in store for you. This is from Sweet Latte. Shirley, the way you call yourself Sweet, no? Sweet. Okay, well, let me move on to what Samuel Dami has piled on me since dawn. Now, yes, a long list, and he's prioritizing them too. Happy birthday to Madam Joyce Okai, the HR director at EPA. May you continue to age gracefully. This is from the HR staff. Happy 50th birthday to Dr. John Kulugu, the executive director of the Environmental Protection Agency. Have a wonderful and blessed day from the staff of the agency, that's EPA. Happy birthday to Millicent Asante Ebua. You are head of marketing and corporate communications at Bank of Africa. Hey, big woman things. So, Kojo, happy birthday to Millicent Asante Ebua, head of marketing and corporate communications at Bank of Africa. This is why they insisted I stress. Because of small party you throw, I'm just reading full time. Because of small party you throw, you decide to go on leave. However, we are waiting patiently for your return because leave is definitely not pension.
Probity and accountability.
Yes. Today being June 4th, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, we make demands. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
People like doing that. Their birthday, they say, "Oh, I'm taking spiritual." Then they don't want to do party.
I'm doing that.
You like, we are warning you ahead of time. Anyway, now this is from your team members anyway. Millicent Asante Ebua.
All right. This message is to Ebenezer Zah of Zenith Bank. A wonderful birthday to my amazing husband. Words will never be enough. God richly bless you. I super love you. And that's from Mrs. Zah. I've got a couple more. This one says, happy birthday to Eric Obing of ICGC Calvary Temple. It's from your wife, Karen, and the kids, Jaden, Jude, and Janelle. You know who that is, Karen Obing, right? Our very own Karen. Yes, he says we love him so much. All right. Happy birthday to Adelaide Odonko of Quantum Oil. It's also from Karen. And this one is from Reverend Kofi Ochre of ICGC. Happy 80th birthday to my mother-in-law, Mrs. Felicity Ando, a.k.a. Sister Naamele, who's in Dansoman. And it's also to my sister-in-law, Mrs. Faustina Ochre. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. All right.
No, happy birthday, Pastor Kekeli Dako. We love you from your husband. Yes, Mame and also Pa Kwesi. Yeah, God bless you. This is from your family members, right?
You were confused for a minute because you thought the husband was called Mami.
Yeah, I wanted to be sure we are on the safer ground.
Happy birthday to Emmanuel, to Asantua Esipi Ayepa, to Lloyd Richardson, Louisa Tiri, Julius Kofi Ahiabo, Mabel Amwa Ado, Israel Agbeti, Awudu Omele, Abdul Razak, Shaibu Bala, Kuku Ajando. Happy birthday to you, Kuku. Jenny K, Linda Akosia. Oh, my dear friend Linda. Happy birthday to you. Linda is in London celebrating her birthday today. All right, then. So there's more to come on the Super Morning Show, obviously. We certainly want to hear from you. Somebody says his Netherlands passport is more valuable than Ghanaian PhD. Tell us what you think.
Nana Bedin Ejako. Of course, I mean, you know the wife of the former member of parliament, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And today is also, the birthday of a PhD holder, Nana Benin Enifo. Yes. He got his PhD from Germany. I'm not sure if he also has the German passport. And if he has it to wait to amount to something, I don't know what it is.
Double value.
Nana Benin and info. Oh, yeah. PhD plus passport, it will be interesting. Well, we are Africans anyway.
Yeah. All right, okay. Listen, it's time for our Hotline documentary, okay? Now, the Teacher Licensure Examination was introduced about 5 years ago to help redefine the teaching profession and set it apart for better standards and professionalism. But the implementation has had a checkered path. While many believe the licensing regime holds a great future for improved standards, professionalism, and to open up the world to teachers in Ghana, others believe the licensing regime is too burdensome for teachers and should be cancelled. Should the Teacher Licensure Exams be cancelled? That's what today's Hotline, titled License to Teach, seeks answers to. And of course, you can watch this on Facebook Live or on our YouTube channels. And of course, you can listen to it right here. Enjoy.
Throughout the annals of history, the noble craft of teaching has stood as a beacon of enlightenment, shaping the minds and hearts of countless individuals across the globe. Teaching ranks amongst the oldest and most revered professions known to humanity. In times past, the path to becoming a teacher differed remarkably from modern standards. Licensure was but a distant notion, and one's qualifications were not measured by official documentation, but by the innate ability to impart knowledge.
Alright, so we can still simplify it, right? 3 goes here, 1. It goes here, 1, how many times? 1.
The essence of teaching transcended mere technique. It was regarded as an art form demanding a blend of professionalism, skill, and innate passion to inspire and educate young minds. Like the physicians or attorneys, teachers are required to procure a license so that the consumer may somehow be assured of the quality of the product being provided.
The teacher licensure, it's one key component that has come to stay, and I believe it has come to enhance the teaching profession. Apparently, it has given a new dimension to the face of teaching in Ghana, making a Ghanaian teacher available and competitive for the global market. So professionally, the teaching license, I would say it's a very prudent tool that has come to complement the efforts of Ghanaian teachers and also giving us a very recognizable status in the global community.
Francis Donko is a teacher here. He feels the teacher license has added enormous value to him and classed him as a professional.
It has added a lot professionally. Whatever we will go through in the colleges, actually, and realities on the field, actually, it's, I would say, not very in line. But the teacher licensing as a professional status, one, as I stand here, has given me a facelift, as I said earlier. Apparently, I've been able to secure a qualified teacher status in the UK. Where professionally now, if today I want to say I want to move to the global market to go teach in the UK, I have the UK standard due to the teacher licensure I had in Ghana, projecting me to the global market in the teaching space.
Mr. Donko is of the firm belief that anything that's new faces some challenges, and with time, such challenges would be surmounted.
Stakeholders in terms of COS and other agencies might have understood the concept because they sat with their bodies and then they planned everything. But the teacher in the classroom actually at a point was missing out. So apparently it became a challenge, right? Understanding and appreciating and accepting the entire concept. But within the process, as time goes on, I believe we've come to accept it as it is. We've come to accept the fact that it has come to stay and it's part of us. Building our capacity, engaging us in our PLCs, building our PDs and all the likes. So professionally, it's given us a community where we exchange ideas.
Francis's colleague teacher, Faith Akujakwasu, who is now the 2023 Ghana's most outstanding teacher, is not lost out in the new teaching licensing euphoria. She believes that the trust the public has for the teacher has increased, and by virtue of standardization, many parents now feel their children are in secured and capable hands.
The license helps me gain the trust of the people around the country and across the globe. It makes them believe that I'm competent enough to educate learners because I am a licensed teacher. In my municipal, we always meet as teachers to share innovative and effective ways of teaching. It helps us share ideas among ourselves, our best practices. It helps us look at the needs of the teacher and the learner and how to address it in the professional learning community. And I think a lot of knowledge is gained during those interactions. So the professional learning community helps teachers to come out with their problems, especially with difficult topics, and how we could use effective and innovative instructional practices to solve them.
The Education Act 2008, Act 778, makes provision for the implementation of the teacher licensure in Ghana. According to Act 778, the National Teaching Council is to register teachers after they have satisfied the appropriate conditions for initial licensing and issue the appropriate license. In 2018, government enacted a new Education Act, and within the Act, 3 new regulatory authorities were created: the National Teaching Council, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, and the National Inspectorate Authority. The implementation of the Act faced a lot of opposition amidst protests from teachers. But in 2020, a new Education Act was passed that reinforced the need for the licensure exam. Dr. Christian Adaipoku is the registrar of the National Teaching Council. Dr. Adaipoku has identified why many of the teachers who were classroom bound failed in the licensure exams.
The exam started in 2018, but every year we write two sets of the exam. So we have the main examination and then we have a receipt. That's why we have been writing it. And for those who have had a chance to be part of the examiners, I'm sure if you get a chance to interview some of them, they will tell you their stories. Everybody has come to realize that we're doing Ghanaian children a lot of harm, allowing everybody to enter the classroom, because the evidence from the examinations have shown that a lot of people really didn't fit to be in the classroom, but we were just pushing them in. And so it's been good. Fortunately, we had a University of Education, Winneba, did a study on the licensure examination. They disseminated it, I think, early this year. And it showed clearly that there is massive support for the licensure examination, even among candidates who have not been successful. Those who have written the examination and have not been successful, more than 50% of them think that the licensure examination is necessary.
Dr. Christian Adaipoku is the registrar of the National Teaching Council. Dr. Adaipoku has identified why many of the teachers who were classroom bound failed in the licensure exams.
I must confess, but the point is, of course, even when we were at the colleges of education or the training colleges by then, we had people who struggled a lot to be able to make it through. I think the sieving process has not been that rigorous to some extent, especially in the traditional universities. The colleges of education, this data has shown that tend to do very well. We've had a pass rate of around 80% averagely in the various examinations that we've conducted. But the universities, especially with the sandwich and distance programs, have not been performing at all. And that's a worry. You've been hovering around 45% pass, and that's a worry. And so I think they need to relook at the sandwich and distance programs very well, because that is where the real bane is, where the failure rate is so high. That is not to say that in the colleges you are not getting people who are failing. Some are failing, but majority of them pass the exam from the colleges of education. Even the mainstream universities, people tend to pass, but the sandwich and distance programs have been the major problems.
The National Teaching Council is mandated by the Education Regulatory Bodies Act 2020, Act 1023, to regulate the teaching profession in Ghana. As part of the Council's regulatory functions, it is mandated to conduct examination for licensing of people who desire to teach. The purpose of the license and examination is to enable qualified teachers acquire a professional license and prepare teachers to meet the demands of the national teacher standards of possessing the minimum knowledge, skills, values and attitudes necessary to deliver effectively in the schools. 5 years after the introduction of the Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination, the Council is embarking on reform to introduce subject-based Ghana Teacher Licensure Examination this year. This is in response to the need to test both the content and the professional knowledge of the prospective teachers. Since the inception of the Teacher Licensure Exams, every year, the media is replete with the percentages of teachers who sat the exams and failed. Many did not understand why the failure rate was that massive, but in 2023, the public was surprised with the answers to why the teachers who sit the exams fail. Millions of eyes were served with some of the scripts. A professor of education and pro-vice chancellor of the Akintina Piaminka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, Professor Isaac Boateng, believes the licensure exams has proven to be an effective mechanism and has gravely enhanced the image of the teaching profession.
It's like how relevant is professional doctors, having a professional doctors in our country. I think no one can just get up and go and sit somewhere and prescribing medicine for people to take. No one can get anywhere and just go with a surgical knife, starting cutting people. And that is what professionalism or professional practicing is important. Equally, teaching is probably far important than these professions that I've mentioned, like the medicine, the lawyer, and all that, because the background of every profession is teaching. The doctor was taught, the lawyer was taught, the accountant, all of them require someone to teach them to obtain that professional certificate. Not long ago, there was licensure exams that the results was like through so much discussion in the airwaves in the country, because many of them failed the exams. I mean, if you take the candidate who sat the exams, and these candidates were people who have failed the license test from the beginning, from the inception till date, and NTC want to change the way they examine the teachers. So they gave all the failed candidates the last chance, or last but one chance, to write the exams. And if you look at the total number of candidates and the pass rate, it was so astonishing. And this tells us that had it not been the license introduced, all those failures would have entered into classroom, and they are going to teach something probably they don't know, or they are going to practice something they don't have the skills and attitude for. So the importance of the license is that it's able to take away people who are, I wouldn't say they are bad, but who do not have the vocation and the call to be teachers out. Sometimes because we have a lot of unemployment in the country, people might say, oh, when you go to teaching or you go to nursing, you can find a job. So some people by their nature are not teachers. And no matter the training we give them, they cannot be good teachers as well.
But a number of variables definitely might have contributed to the current regime. One is that the colleges are no longer under one institution. What it means is that different forms of processes in terms of curriculum, in terms of assessment, in terms of beliefs and practices, they have changed. We have also other institutions coming in, such as private institutions, distance education systems, and so on and so forth. So when you have various sources of institutions or various sources of teachers coming into the system, then you need to find a way of making sure that you have a uniform way of ascertaining quality in terms of the products that are coming into the teaching profession, because you no longer can use the same model as it used to be to give the numbers or teachers numbers. So that is why the NTC resorted to making sure that for new entrants you undertake some exams, which is professional exams in that regard.
The director of the Institute of Education at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Eric Anane, points to the issue of multiplicity of training institutions as one of the factors that account for the products that sit for the exams and fail.
If you have gone through a number of research, including mine, many people get probably into colleges of education sometimes because they feel that they don't have any other place to go, and therefore the motivation to even learn and be able to pass these examinations is not there. So they are likely to fail in that regard. Others too may not have the ability. So as a practitioner, I wouldn't say that I'm surprised. The general public is interested in what is going on because we are all sending our children to the classrooms for them to be trained. So we are interested in who is going to teach our children, because sometimes it could be that the institutions are not so clear as to what the system will want. So their training will be focusing on other areas which is maybe not so much needed. Then you can then bring the attention to the fact that this is the product. They don't have A, B, C, D in terms of the standards. Could you please reform your system to make sure that it reflects it?
The National Teaching Council Registrar is challenging the educational training institutions in the country, including the universities, to tighten their quality assurance mechanisms, especially their distance and sandwich programs that churn out these products.
How can we sort of check the entry into the teacher training institutions? In fact, there was a study I conducted, and I found out that your entry aggregate explains about 21% of your performance at the end in the teacher training institutions. And if you look at it critically, those who came in with good aggregates, that's from where they achieve it on their own. I'm saying that in the regime where there is a lot of more practice, people can get good aggregate, but they may not perform. And probably that is why it is 21%. So if you achieve good aggregates on your own from secondary school and you come to teacher training institution, there's that likelihood that you will do well. You'll be able to achieve most of the competencies and skills and then the attributes and the knowledge required of you in the system. And if you look at the licensing examination, there is also analysis that those who have passed well, they have a higher probability of passing the National Teacher Licensure Examination, which means that they have the attributes required. So what it means is that if you are able to strengthen the entry requirements and then make sure that we take people who really have passed and passed well into teacher training, and then in the system we are able to focus on achieving the standards through the courses and the programs we set out for the students, then the better. It will get to a point where, if not all, majority of the candidates who come out of the institutions will be able to pass the examination. I think that's what we are all looking for.
Is it correct? Do you follow? All right.
Good teaching, it is said, guarantees good educational success for quality education and student development. The teacher and the teaching have long been the critical and most considered indicators by policymakers, parents, and the entire society as to where and who should provide tuition and transfer of knowledge to children. The Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Eric Nkansa, believes tightening the loose ends at the entry level would help a great deal to getting quality in the classrooms.
What I would say is that the issue, when people say that teachers wrote and the kind of feedback of what we saw on the papers, what I see is that these are individuals who have been trained in our schools to come and teach. Before they come into our classrooms, they need to go through that licensure. And the licensure exam that they are writing, at that point, I do not think that they are employees yet. It is after they have passed that they become our employees. That is when we would say that these are bona fide teachers of GS. And I think it's important that I clarify this. And all those who are writing the exam are not people or students from our training colleges, as in the colleges of education. We have those who have also sat for private diplomas, those who have also come from our distance learning programs on the universities. All of them come together. And it's gratifying, at least for those of us in education administration, that we use that as more or less a gatekeeper to ensuring that we get the best quality teachers coming into our fold. It would have been my wish that almost every trained teacher goes through this and pass at once. You heard me talk about gatekeeping. I want to believe that the gatekeeping at the very outset of your education in let's say, basic education, in a degree or diploma, whichever one that you took, I would have thought that we would begin to sieve them at the entry level so that those who really want to teach should apply themselves well maybe at the entry level, so that we are able to get the good quality ones in there. And by the time they finish, we wouldn't see the kind of scripts that you are referring to. So one of the things that I believe could be done is doing this at a very entry level, so that you would not even waste time. I don't know, for want of a better word, to say that to stay through the process for about 3 years and at the end of it produce the kind of script that you are referring to. So maybe one of the things we can do is to ensuring at the entry level we get some kind of entrance exam even before you get into your studies at either the colleges of education or any university at any level.
The new wind that is blowing in the teaching profession appears to be brewing some confidence in the profession. Many educationists have thrown their support behind the Teacher Licensure Exams. Betty Jokoto is an educationist and former headmistress of Wesley Girls Senior High School.
You will have to meet the standards. I don't know whichever means they use to get there. You see, you know our institutions, and there are several institutions churning out teachers. So now, prove yourself. Prove yourself and let's see. And it's the minimum. So I can't get it. It's the minimum. If you are worth your salt, you should be able to do it. I did see, and if I should tell you some of the content, I am so happy because I tell you, having been in the educational space for a while, about 80% is the teacher, if not more. I'm telling you, it's sad that maybe the recognition has not come yet. But you see, the teacher for me in this educational enterprise is everything. If you get a well-motivated, skilled teacher, the child can succeed. And of course, enabling environment for the teacher to operate. That's why I said, but some teachers have very, very, let's say, difficult environment. But because of their caliber, because they are skillful and they have a good heart, the children will come out with something. We might not see the benefits immediately, but gradually, the image of the teacher will be enhanced, and that helps with the intrinsic motivation of the teacher to deliver what he has to deliver. But eventually, it's like the public will know, okay, that if you're a licensed teacher, you have satisfied certain standards, and that eventually will make us also feel proud to say, do you think you're a teacher? have you satisfied what Ghana demands of teachers? So I think in a way you're right. Very soon we'll be very protective, of our profession.
Teacher unions in the country say, in principle, they are not against standardization and professionalizing the teaching profession, but they have some challenges with the current system. Reverend Isaac Owusu is the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers.
As a union, we are not against any teacher professionalism because we feel that as a profession, we need to run shoulders with other equally important professions that exist not only in Ghana but across the globe. So if there is a policy that is going to regulate teacher professionalism, we are not against it. But when we realize that there are challenges confronting the policy, that one as a union, we must come out to let the policy formulators know that, yes, you brought this policy, but the challenges that have come as a result of the implementation, we need to meet and then make sure that we iron out those differences. We are ever ready for any policy that will regulate the teacher professionalism, and it adds value to the teaching profession. And we believe that with the introduction of the teacher license policy, even though we've experienced some negativity during the implementation, but in all, we cannot rubbish it off that it is a very bad policy, that we should throw it away, because once we are a professional body, we need to be regulated. But the means in which this regulation is being implemented is where the challenges are coming from.
His counterpart at the National Association of Graduate Teachers, Angel Kabonu, says the licensure exams is extremely helpful and bodes well for the teaching profession.
Well, I think the licensure is important. It makes us intensify the principle of professionalism, that anyone that don't just get up and say, I am a teacher. And you, as you know already, before you are licensed, you have to go through some licensure exam. And then also, whilst you are teaching for a period, the law indicates 2 years, then you will also have to renew your license. So if you have done anything untoward whilst you are teaching, and we all know the infractions that some teachers engage themselves in, then your license itself can be withheld. You can also lose your license. So all these things become indicators that as a professional teacher, you are expected to behave and perform in a particular manner. And if you are able to exonerate yourself creditably, your license is renewed. So it is something that I think we have to treasure and hold dear to ourselves. I have a lot of my members who have moved to London, England. Some of them have even got into the rural areas of England and they are teaching. And but again, despite the fact that, of course, everybody knows that the pay will be better than ours, the terrain there is also having a lot of challenges. You know, you don't have the same discipline in schools there that you have here, where you cannot even scold and reprimand a child in a particular...
Engaging Dr. Clement Apak, ranking member on Parliament's Committee on Education, Kofi Asare, Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, and Michael Ayuraboya, he's General Secretary of the National Association of Graduate Teachers. All of them on this show after these.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines with Events and Projects International and DMG of South Africa present the West African Mining and Power Conference and Exhibition WAMPOC WAMPEX from 5th to the 7th of June 2024 at the Grand Arena and the Accra International Conference Center. The theme for our 17th edition is the Mining and Power Hub, driving sustainability investment opportunities in West Africa. Join us to network with over 100 exhibitors and 2,500 attendees on a variety of innovative mining and power solutions from around the world. Headline sponsor Mark Partners Group. Main sponsors Newmont, Anglo Gold Ashanti, B5 Plus, Cummings. Financial partners Stanbic. Other sponsors include Rand Refinery, FL Smith, Atlantic Lithium, Protea Coin Ghana, and Bank Hospital. To register, sponsor, and advertise, visit wampoc.org or check out our social media platforms. Hashtag WAMPOC WAMPEX24.
Let's go planting.
Year in and year out, you've stood with the government for the best cause. Once again, the government of Ghana is calling on you to help Green Ghana under the theme Growing for a Greener Tomorrow. Participate in the planting of 10 million tree seedlings nationwide on 7th June and let's green Ghana for the next generation. The Forestry Commission will make free seedlings available at Vantage Points nationwide. Green Ghana, let's go planting. This campaign is proudly brought to you by the Government of Ghana under the auspices of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Forestry Commission, Ghana Forest Investment Program, National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program for Illegal Mining, Minerals Commission Ghana, and Forest Plantation Development Fund Board.
Let's go planting.
ACE Events Management UK presents the 30th anniversary of the Water Africa and West Africa Building and Construction Exhibition and Seminar from June 26 to 28 at the Accra International Conference Center. The event offers a unique opportunity for companies worldwide and locally to showcase their products and services in the water, sanitation, housing, environment, and construction sectors. Attendance is free. The exhibition will complement a 3-day seminar covering vital topics on water and sanitation, building and construction, and a CPD course and workshop lecture by Professor Bob Ando. Attendance to the seminar and exhibition is entirely free. For more details, visit www.aceevents.com or call 0556 304 521. Thank you to our sponsors: Syntex Tank, Herring Connect Tunneling Services, Polytank, Aquagrow Limited, Water Resource Commission South Africa, and Aquagrow. Ministries of Sanitation and Water Resources, Works and Housing proudly endorse the event. Media partners: Joy News, Joy Business, and Ghana Web.
Let me tell you about My King. Always looking out for the family and making sure we have the protection we need. Mine has been caring for our family from generation to generation. Let me tell you, mine makes sure I smile always. Mine makes sure we save money.
Abba, these women are at it again. Is it your husband you are speaking so highly of?
Oh no, we are talking about the new Pepsodent 200 grams.
It's the Pepsodent Kokroko promo. This is the Pepsodent 175 grams you have always loved. Now with an additional 25 grams free for cavity protection and 10 times stronger teeth for your entire family. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
But that has been a long time ago. We started this process long ago, from 2012 up to about 2017, 2018, thereabouts. The thorny issues that have been there have been ironed out, and we set the progress on. So, yes, things have been fine. We are ready to roll out, and what we have been doing so far is a progress for us. We think that is good.
The question has arisen of whether, if a teacher fails the exam, they should be removed from the classroom. Where do you stand on that?
No. But the point here is teachers who are already in the classroom do not have to write that exam. So that instance of having to fail and be removed does not apply.
So okay, so they
The
should not be
the
allowed
exam-
into a classroom if they fail the
Sorry?
licensure exam.
Sorry?
So they should not be allowed into a classroom if they fail the licensure exam.
Well, that is what the law says. That is what the law says. Education Regulatory Bodies Act 2020 Act 1023, as part of the mandate of the council, the functions of the council, are supposed to license the teachers to teach, to go into the classroom. So if you are not licensed, you cannot even be in the classroom. So we do not expect to have a non-licensed teacher in a classroom in the first place.
Should we be concerned about the existing ones who were exempted? I mean, we will never know whether they would have passed this test or not. So, in essence, we will never know whether they meet the standard we want to set or not.
Yeah, because that's an interesting point. But, laws in Ghana are not retrospective. So you cannot ask that. We should go back and check if all of us have been several decades in the classroom. You want to come and now find out whether I'm fit to be in the classroom. I mean, that wouldn't be fair. But then, the important thing is that the teachers who are already in the field have been doing their part. This is a new dispensation. We want to move forward. All that we can do is we try to see how we can bring those who have been in the system to catch up with the past.
Right.
So, as we speak, the CPD that we do, continuous professional development that we do, emphasis is on those of us who are already in the system. And then we now want to use this system to check who then else comes into the system.
Dr. Park, this thing has been going on for some time now, the licensure exams. Everyone seems to have embraced it as the new way forward. But surely there are pros and cons, are there not?
Is this Raymond?
Yes, Kojo.
Yeah, Kojo, how are you?
Very well, indeed, Dr. Park.
It's been a while.
It has. You need to visit us soon.
I greet my protege Raymond too.
Yes, he's here.
I miss him. But he should take it easy.
Okay, sir.
It looks like he's bulking up a lot than I expect.
Oh. I hear you, Doc.
Very well. On the issue of the licensing of teachers, which is where I would like to begin from. I choose to use the word licensing because, as you both know, we have made our position on the processes towards licensing teachers as professionals clear. We don't believe that a 4 to 6 hour pen and paper exam should be the method by which we should certify teachers as having gained a professional status. So you would have noticed that our flag bearer has already announced, as he did prior to the 2020 election, that if the NDC is given the mandate to govern this country once more, the teacher licensure exam would be cancelled. It won't exist. What we would do is to replace it with a process that will require the teacher trainees to pass all their final year exams, which is what we believe would give them the basis to become professional. As part of the training, their courses will be reconfigured to include courses that would tailor them towards what today will be captured in a licensure exam. Now, when they are done with their final papers, we would give them provisional licenses and they will be deployed without doing the current compulsory 1-year national service.
Right.
Whilst in the field, teaching, because that is where they are most needed. When their results come and they have passed, they will continue teaching, and then they will be assessed and evaluated based on pedagogy and other teaching methods and practices. And then based on the outcome of that evaluation, they will then be confirmed and given permanent licenses. This is the model that we think is better suited for the issue of ensuring teacher quality and maintaining the teachers that we need so badly in our classrooms.
Well, Dr. Pak, thinking through the model you've described, what you're saying is that you don't think, a 2-hour written exam is the best way to license a
In fact,
teacher.
it's a 4 to 6 hour exam.
4 to 6 hour, yes, written exam. You don't think that's the best way to license a teacher. But now, instead, you are simply going to require that they pass their final exams, which are all written exams anyway.
Yes, that's correct.
So you are just, replacing one written exam with a bunch of others, are you not?
No, but we are actually reducing, if you like, for lack of a better word, the quantum of written exams. In fact, our argument is that if our training institutions, in this case, the 46 public colleges of education, I know there's a number of private colleges of education, and the universities, which also have a mandate to train teachers, are properly resourced and given the needed tools to train our teachers, which we know they are doing their best to do in the face of challenges, for a whole 4 years. We believe that a robust curriculum in the training institutions should be enough to produce teachers worth their salt, who ought not to be subjected to yet another exam for 4 to 6 hours on the basis of which they should be pronounced as being professional. We don't agree with that.
Right. Okay.
That is our position on it.
Okay. Thank you, Doc. Kofi Asare, I saved you for last because I thought you'd be a good person among the three to give us your assessment of the two options. So talk us through what Africa Education Watch considers of these two ways of licensing teachers. Do we still have Kofi Asare? No, it looks like we've lost Kofi Asare. Well, that's a pity. Ray.
No, it's an interesting development, right? So on one hand, the argument is, and let's not miss it, on one hand, the argument is that we need an external form of examination that sets standards and actually determine that the people we have gotten from the various schools are up to the standards required. It suggests, like that same suspicion we had of students coming out of our senior high schools and other pre-tertiary institutions going into university, remember, where we said, for example, in Legon, you have to do an entrance examination. And that this entrance examination is what determined whether or not you are qualified to be in any of these institutions. The argument has been made that we do not dispute the various law faculties in this country, and yet we have a Ghana School of Law, which rarely, end of the day, administers exams on a generalized basis that determines whether or not you qualify to be at that level or not. Now, of course, it also does some training. The other argument is saying, no, there's no need to determine quality of a teacher or the ability to deliver by merely asking them to write exams. Let them be on the field. After passing their exams in the school, you assess them not only by the exams they wrote in their school, but also what they have done on the field within the 1 year.
then you can get to know whether or not you can make their temporal licenses permanent. The temporal licenses you give them to go and actually be on the field permanent. These options spring up very key questions. Would any of them solve the problem of quality education at the top? Would any of them be the panacea to the quality of the teacher that we want? A 21st century teacher, a teacher who's in tune with modern times, like has imbued in his thinking the kind of educated students that we want for the generation to compete elsewhere. I do think that the mere fact that you have a licensing regime in place may not necessarily guarantee that all your teachers will be of the quality that we want. Indeed, the licensing regime may just reflect a defective education system already in place. And at the top, that's why I think we should be correcting rather. What is the standard that we want teachers elsewhere if another teacher is actually coming from, let's say, the US or anywhere to come and teach? There's something that we used to do. I mean, even at the tertiary level, sometimes you were looking to a YouTube video of an Indian teaching you a course, be it physics or chemistry, and for the life of me, the best of the explanations you had was from that teacher. That gentleman never taught you in a classroom. He was not your direct teacher, but the competence with which they teach and make it understandable, a certain course, was so great that you wish you had that person teaching you. I do believe if we are overhauling our education system, it will come with the standards we have at the various teacher training colleges, which will then guarantee the standards that we want. Now, if we want to test that standard, that standard can be tested at different levels to see that we meet the trends that we want. I am not saying that does not mean that you should not have an external examination system, but if you fix it at the various levels, I feel the external examination system may just be another layer, be it preposterous or an addition that may help out. You may have to make that determination. Fundamentally, what we are saying is that there is a problem with the quality we are having from the schools. Fixing that is not fixing it with another layer. I don't know if you get my point.
I do.
Even though there is also the dynamics about, you cannot immediately fix that problem. So you need an interim measure to try and see that we take out the people who are not supposed to be imparting the younger people in this country.
You know, I think about it this way. This whole discussion about licensure, licensing the teacher after you've trained them. To me, the analogy that comes to mind is you gather a group of people, put them in a room, and start feeding them rotten food that could possibly be contaminated. You feed them the rotten food for a period of time, and then afterwards, you do blood tests to see which of them have got bacteria in their system. If they don't, then you let them out. If they do, then you keep them in. Meanwhile, you need them all out. So why were you feeding them rotten food to begin with? For me, the problem is the actual training of the teachers. By the point where you are trying to license them, you've already trained them. You've already given them the training, whether it was good or bad, you've already given it to them. And your licensure process is just to check how many of them survived your training, your training exercise. How many of them came out of it with skills that they can actually use to teach effectively. But if you haven't fixed the actual training process, and you are just testing at the end to see which of them turned out okay, it seems to me, closing the barn doors after the horse has bolted. We need to be focusing on what we teach teachers.
And again, saying that I failed the exam this year, so I should come and write the next year or write the next available time, it's not fixing the fundamental defect of heart in education.
How did you train them? How did you train them?
The argument will be that it's not everybody that failed, so how come some failed and others passed? But even that, being able to rote learn and go and write an exam may not be the best determination.
That you can teach in a classroom.
Yes, so it's a bit complex how we are deploying this.
I'll tell you an experience in a bit, but we are joined by Ikuya Odami. Ikuya is an educationist. She joins us on the phone. Ikuya, thank you for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, Kujo. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. So, Ikuya, I mean, you've watched the documentary, you've been following the debates. Tell us your thoughts on this licensure process.
So the first question I would like to ask you is, these two people I will present to you, a certified surgeon, a qualified lawyer, and then that of the unqualified or certified ones, which of these people would you want them to tackle your issues? Would you be very comfortable with? That is first. You could answer it, or we could leave it like that. So my point is that for the teachers that have gone through all the training that they needed to go through, the first speaker indicated that they are churning out teachers from other organizations. I think it was the Director General of Education that mentioned it. So, however, for us to have something like a speaker to ensure that the teachers that will come to the classroom have gone through the process and they are doing well, you put in these measures in place so that if you do not pass, you don't enter the classroom to teach the students, if you have to go back or not. Gone were the days we never had national teachers guiding or outlining the practices of a professional teacher. Teaching is a profession for which it must be accorded the right, status that it requires. I have flaws with the licensure exams, the modalities, the independent nature of it, and other things. For me, I believe that what we should be working on is the content of the licensure exams, the modalities, the people that are involved, so that if these teachers go and write the exams and come out, we know that, yes, they are qualified to step foot into the classroom. Then moving forward, when they go for promotion and based on the national teacher standards, you can be assessing them on those ones. Doctors go for in-service practices. Lawyers go for training. If you want to specialize, you go for training. So while on the field as a teacher, you take on ongoing practices or training to better yourself, whether you would still be in the classroom or move to educational administration, management, or planning. So for me to rule it entirely that we want to cancel it, I think it is too harsh a statement or a step to be thinking about. Let's think about how to better the system for the good of our own children. Let's be a gatekeeper. It is not good. So moving forward, let's prove it, to work on it, and get something good. But to take it out entirely, doctors spend 7 years at the university training. Lawyers, how many years they spend? They spend more than 4 years. But still, they go and write exams for them to be qualified before they practice. Why should teaching profession be different? Since we call it a professional something, then I believe that we should take this stand and work at it.
Okay. Thank you for that, Ikuya. We're able to now speak to Kofi Asare, Executive Director of Africa Education Watch. Kofi, thanks so much for your patience. I'm glad we're able to reconnect. So, I just wanted to know your thoughts on the two options on the table.
Well, thank you very much, and good morning to your audience. At EduWatch, our position has been clear on the licensure. One, we believe that there isn't any sufficient ground for anyone to think of cancelling the licensure, simply because it has some issues. Every policy has issues. It is the duty of the duty bearer to ensure that the issues feed into the reinforcement of the policy to achieve the policy's objective. So we don't see any structural deficits or relevant deficits in the licensure that should warrant a discussion on its cancellation. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the licensure is helping to professionalize the teaching profession. Okay, the benefit is that it gives teachers an identity, a professional identity as such, and then also gives a regulator an opportunity to assess those who enter the profession. It is standard practice in every profession and in every country, and it shouldn't be different for Ghana. I believe that the NDC, when they piloted the licensure, had good intentions for piloting it. And I believe that the MPP, when they were developing the Education Act of 2008, after 2008, also had good intention for having in place a National Teaching Council whose functions would include, among others, licensing and regulating teachers. So what we should do is that if the licensure has issues, we should seek to improve it. I'm indifferent about the level at which the licensure should be done or the form. if the NDC believes that the licensure in its current form that is not serving a good purpose because they have to complete school, come and stay home, and then write it later. If that is their argument, I have no problem if the licensure is being done while in school after completing your degree. If you complete your life exam and you have to stay in school for 1 week and do your licensure, I don't have a problem with that. Provided that examination is being done by the National Teaching Council and not the faculty. And so the essence of an external assessment at the entry point into the profession is very, very critical. It is non-negotiable. And that is what I want all of us to embrace as a country. The 30% average failure rate for the licensure at first instance is not a reason to say the exam is not good. I have seen many scripts of student teachers who wrote the licensure and didn't pass. Many scripts. And I will never be happy if any of such teachers found their way into the classroom. In fact, I even wish that no one should be allowed to write the licensure more than twice. If you write the first one, you should be allowed only one written. Why I'm saying that is that if you look at some of the people who are failing the licensure, the kind of English they are writing cannot be perfected at the tertiary level. You don't learn how to write English or speak English at the tertiary level. And so for some of them, it should be one time, once you demonstrate incapacity or no proficiency in the English language, that's it. Because you can't go and learn English after level 400. You understand? And then for those that have genuine difficulties, in appreciating pedagogic skills, subject content skills, etc., that's fine. This is another chance. But those who are poor in literacy, it is a non-negotiable. You shouldn't allow them to have it for the second time. So that we uphold the standards or seek to improve upon the standards of the teacher and teaching in our schools, both public and private. And so everybody should embrace it because our children are those that will stand to benefit.
So, Kofi, is there any evidence, any data that points to the fact that those who have done the licensure exams are doing better in the classroom than those who haven't?
No, there's no data on our side. We haven't done any research to compare the output, the delivery of the licensed teacher to, let's say, the unlicensed teacher who teaches in a private school. Yes, we have no data to that effect. But it is expected that once you are licensed, you see, the licensing shouldn't necessarily make you a better teacher. That is not the case. You have been trained already in the college to be a better teacher. The training was administered by the faculties and the College of Education for 4 years to make you a better teacher, both in the classroom and then also through supported teaching. So the training, the licensure is not the one that will train you. That's the point I wanted to emphasize. The licensure examination ensures that you pass a certain mark. And for me, most importantly, it's a second layer to filter those who may have passed through the tertiary system who ought not to have passed through. Because, Kojo, if you agree with me that someone who has passed through the University of Cape Coast, University of Education, the University of Ghana, and have gotten their basic education degree should not struggle to write a letter, should not struggle to write an address to a letter to their MP. An address of a letter to their MP. They shouldn't struggle to do that. So if you have your BA degree and still struggle to write a common letter to your MP, then it means that your BA degree in itself is questionable. You understand? And so we should see the licensure as that sieve that will provide the last layer of quality assurance post-tertiary after your BA degree. And it is very important. If you want to say that the licensure is not going to make anybody a good teacher, that is not the teaching intervention. The teaching intervention takes place in the tertiary institution. But the licensure will ensure that those who ought not to have passed through the BA program but managed to pass through without attaining the relevant competence are not allowed to enter the classroom. And that is very, very, very important for us.
Well, Dr. Apak, I wonder what your response would be to Kofi's submission. Right, it seems we've lost Dr. Apak. At which point, I think I have to just say a big thank you to all of our speakers. Dr. Clement Apak, of course, is the deputy ranking member on the Parliament Committee for Education. Kofi Asare, Executive Director of Africa Education Watch. Michael Ayuraboya is the General Secretary of the National Association of Graduate Teachers, and Ikwe Odami was an educationist who joined us on the phone. Thank you all for your time.
Welcome back to work.
Charlie, thanks, bro. Thanks,
the
bro.
Malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Hey. Fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and fufu?
How we go do it?
I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Oh, yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
Sharp. Anyway, sorry to ruin your excitement, but your boss asked of you.
Okay.
She says she has plenty work for you.
No problem, Charlie. Strength day.
You see,
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing Artemether and Lumefantrine. Comes in tablet and suspension for the effective treatment of malaria in adults and children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Malatu is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Everyone is running to Bills. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with acquiring any of our loan facilities. For whoever you are and whatever you're doing, Bills has a product for you. No susu, no deposits. All you need is your Ghana card. Call 0302-200-390 or 0596-928-33 today and live a bill-free life. Bills Microcredit is licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. In your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. In your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Raymond, Charlie, parents and kids are chilling. There's the grand opening of Kidsville at their newest branch at Spintex near Noble House. Yeah. On the 15th of June, it's opening up. By then, my birthday will be 4 days in the past. Yes.
That you will not stop reminding us.
No, never. Kidsville, where every kid's dream blossoms, is your one-stop shop for children's fashion, toys, balloons, educational games, and party supplies. Join them for a fun-filled day with a special 15% discount on all purchases for everyone who graces the occasion. That's not all. Some of your favorite celebs will be there as well, so don't miss out on the excitement. For more inquiries, just call 0274 066 666. Remember, it's Kidsville, where every kid's dream blossoms.
Now, you are an employer looking to recruit top talent. Don't miss this chance to connect with bright and ambitious students and alumni eager to kickstart their careers at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. This is their career fair I'm talking about. This will be held on June 11th. So, this will be held on Kojo Hansen's birthday, June 11, 2024, at the KUST Great Hall from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Reserve your booth now to showcase your organization, network with potential candidates, and conduct interviews to select the best and the brightest. The fair offers the opportunity to meet with other employers and businesses too. Employer booths are free and sponsorship packages are available for companies looking to promote their brands. Employers can call 0322 190741, 0322 190741, or send an email to admin.careerservices@knust.edu.gh to reserve your booths. Now, don't miss this great opportunity to meet the brightest and the best.
All right, and don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com and get yourself quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, and stationery from Kingdom Books. You can pay via Momo across all networks and get quick delivery to your home or office. If you're in Accra or Tema, that delivery will also be free. Terms and conditions do apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now join Consolidated Shipping Agencies Limited for the upcoming Mining and Power exhibition at the Grand Arena Accra International Conference Center from June 5 to June 7th. That's tomorrow to the next 2 days anyway. Now, what you need to know is that you need to visit booths H1 and H2 if you want to meet Consolidated Shipping Agencies Limited, Conship, and also Eco Alpha Solutions Limited. You certainly should come network to take your business relationship to the next level with Conship. See you there. All that you need to do also is follow them now on social media. On Instagram it's at Conship_, at Conship on Facebook, and Consolidated Shipping Agencies on LinkedIn, and on X, that's Twitter, at ConshipGH for more updates. Conship, succeeding together with passion.
All right then. So earlier we started a conversation about this.
Kofi, mini degree, diploma pename, travel and tourism consultancy, and airport operations. But me need doing so me will like 24/7. We cram you should be. For one passport 20. Person me 2 kwanya. Why we get a PhD or legal na university bia Ghana? Me need do US, China, Canada, Australia. Treatment ebe treat me yen treat you sir. Tina me say me passport me valuable che PhD awunya wo legon. Some person me nya PhD wo University of Amsterdam. He say I'm a citizen of the Netherlands. Me kwa ko metumi enye bi. Aban kwa be support me ba me mpe. We get a passport we are achievement. Me the best achievement here we. Me baby any over ko compiling 6 months bank statement. Then be brave. And they apply for visa. Yeah, fire passport out here 2 coin. Cheers to this passport. Raymond, why are you so upset?
Raymond, why you bored?
Why? I have set my mind on this matter.
Of Ghana people.
I have clearly dictated that this is ignorant in this play.
Look. First of all, if you reduce it to a comparison between a passport,
but that's what he's doing.
And a PhD. No, it's not actually. To be fair, what he's doing is he's comparing the Ghanaian, the Netherlands passport to the Ghanaian passport.
Yes.
And what he's saying here is that if what you have is a Ghanaian passport, then even adding a PhD to it doesn't give you access to what the passport of a country like the Netherlands, without a PhD, with an what did he say he had? HND certificate or whatever it is, a diploma. Yes, even a diploma.
The PhD is an entry document to the country.
You see, you are still comparing the PhD to the passport.
No,
he was comparing his country's passport to the Ghana passport.
Yes, and so you say you add it to it. In what capacity are you adding it? Is it an entry document?
In your capacity as a Ghanaian.
Yes. So are you adding another?
Yes. So what he's saying is it's a question of standards of living and access, okay? And he's saying that because of the quality of the passport that he has from the country he is in. And by the way, I'm not saying this because I agree with him. I'm saying this because I get no. I'm saying this because I understood the point he was seeking to make.
I see, seeking to make.
Yes, and your rebuttal of the point doesn't address what he was trying to say.
Yeah, we have addressed it altogether.
No.
You would have made the point better anyway.
Maybe that's the problem. So what he's saying is that, look, the passport that he has from the Netherlands, right, gives him access to things that a Ghanaian with his passport cannot have access to, even if that Ghanaian was of the highest class of Ghanaian, someone who has, say, a PhD in Ghana. He would still not have access to the things that he has access to just because of his Netherlands passport. And to draw that distinction, he even talks about the fact that he, with his Netherlands passport, doesn't have a PhD, doesn't even have a first degree. He has a couple of diplomas. But he still feels like he has access to things that a person with a Ghanaian passport, even with a PhD, wouldn't have access to.
Access to countries.
Not just countries. He also gave another example. He said that, look, now with that passport, if he wants to go to University of Netherlands and get himself a PhD, it is much easier for him to do so. Okay, so that is really the debate here. Now, I think that my standard of living in Ghana is quite high. I think it's quite high.
Yes.
Compared to someone's standard of living in the UK or the Netherlands, I think my standard. But that's me. What do you think?
What do PhDs think?
0302 216 541 055 1111 997. Kofi says, Charlie, his passport.
Should people disclose whether they are PhDs when they call them?
We don't care your qualification. Okay. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think. 0302 216 541 and 055 1111 997. The PhD people from Legon are very upset about this. Because look, the truth is it takes a lot to get a PhD.
Yes, a lot. Work. I mean, you're not talking about the one that you go and get, so 2x4 ones that you've been getting.
Okay, listen, we want to take as many of these calls as possible. So everyone, 30 seconds, okay? Bishop will start us off from Asante Mampong. Bishop, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
I beg, 30 seconds.
Kojo, you were my teacher this morning.
Okay.
The morning man.
Okay.
Implied, English lesson. Implied and not inferred.
Yes.
What the man said implies that he's comparing the certificate PhD with another passport.
Yes.
But you are critiquing it. You are inferring.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
You taught me this morning.
But it's true. What I taught you is true.
Which is a great application.
Yes. So the man has implied. So what? Is it Raymond or who is saying? He's right. The man is trying to compare.
Raymond is also inferring, my brother. Raymond is also inferring. I'm not the only one inferring here. But thank you, Bishop. Always good to hear from you. All right, let's go to Oyarefa. Hello, Michael. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
30 seconds, my brother.
Yes. So I think what he was trying to do was to compare the system of Ghana to the system of Netherlands. Right? Yes. So he used the passport as the system. If everything is working all right, your passport gives you access to so many things. You have a PhD and you can do anything. But the country is so messed up that even his passport there is better than a PhD here. That's what he was trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And you kept it to under 30 seconds. Well done. Kwamina is in Dansoman. Hi, Kwamina.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. 30 seconds.
Equia spoke very well on this licensure issue. You see, the problem I have with licensure, I have somebody in my constituency who read mathematics in the university. Could you believe he wrote numeracy and failed 2 times? Numeracy, he failed 2 times. So I was compelled to look for that paper. But they said because it is professional exam, they will never even give it to me. What is in numeracy that somebody who read mathematics in the university could not pass the numeracy and has to write it about 2 times? And he's desperately looking for a teaching position.
Yeah.
You see, so if NDC said they will cancel licensure, well, it is only for political reasons.
Thank you, Kwamina. All right, Hakeem is in Accra. Hi, Hakeem. Good morning.
Good morning.
30
All
seconds.
right, for me, the gentleman in question claims he's a toilet cleaner in Netherlands, or wherever he finds himself, Holland, for that matter. And that for me is a non-starter, right? It's not even an issue for us to be worrying ourselves over. The Ghana passport is strong. You can take it to any country if you satisfy the requirement, as it were. So the basis for the comparison in itself is even a non-starter for me. That's my view.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Hakeem. All right, we're going to Kaswa. Hello, Kwesi.
Yeah, hello.
Does my Ghanaian passport allow me to enter Kaswa?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right, your 30 seconds starts now.
Okay. My issue is about the licensure exams for now. Maybe if possible, I can come back to the passport issue. Why don't the universities, the education, colleges of education, whatever course content they should have for the teacher to be qualified, why don't they take them through that course content for 4 years? So just after that, your final exams, you pass, then you are given the license, then you go out and go and teach. But after that, then 1 year, they will look at you, test you again. I think that thing will not work.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Ashaiman Joseph is in Tema. Ashaiman, good morning.
Good morning, Kuya. How are you doing?
We're managing, my brother. 30 seconds.
In comparison, the man is trying to say that with your PhD in Ghana, it doesn't value. Because to have even a job that you like, you won't get it. And for him, have access to a higher education outside there. So once he's able to step there, the opportunities for him is great. That's one of the arguments he's trying to make.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Call us. Samuel is in Accra. Hi, Samuel.
Good
morning.
I believe you've traveled a lot. And let's put the Ghana passport and the Netherlands passport together.
Oh, I'm afraid that line is not great, Samuel. If you can call us back, please do. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic. All right, let's take some more calls. Sam is in Osu. Hi, Sam. Good morning.
Hello, Kojo.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
I'm fine. I think in a way he's right because it will not be easy for you to prove if you are going somewhere you have to prove about 10,000 euros. That 10,000 euros is now about almost 200,000 cedis. If your salary cannot get that in a year, it will not be so easy for you to prove. So in a way he's right. He's right in that sense.
Okay. Thank you, Sam. Let's go to Tessano. Hi, Emmanuel. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Joe FM. Yeah, I feel that what the man is saying is understandable, that there is so much hardship in Ghana. I'll give you the example. A doctor on your program once a time, he was going to Spain to lecture, according to the doctor, but then he was refused the visa. So imagine this diploma, when he submits his Netherlands passport, whatever he's going to do there, he will be granted a visa.
Okay.
You see, but the doctor, who is a PhD, whatever, was refused a visa when he was going to lecture at Spain.
All right. Point well made. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thanks to all of you who have called. In fact, a strange majority seems to side with Kofi and his Netherlands passport.
If Kofi had a PhD from Ghana, I'm convinced he would have been doing a different job in the Netherlands, first and foremost.
Yes.
That is standard, right? His quality of life on that different job would have been markedly different from his quality of life on the current job that he's doing.
May I suggest something
Let me
controversial? Because you have actually lived in England, right?
Yes.
So you know that a cleaner in England could actually have the same standard of living as a doctor.
Could.
Yes, he could.
But they first and foremost
actually have the same standard of living as a doctor.
The salaries are different, the gradations and the ranges are different.
Or even better, a college professor. Yes, a college professor in the United Kingdom. Probably envies the cleaner's salary.
No, not at all. I can give you the ranges now.
Okay.
It is quite clear. Massive difference.
Let's take some messages. After these.
Usually, we get special treatment only on our birthday. But imagine getting a special package every single day. That's what AT's Daily Deals gives you. You get unique voice and data deals exclusive to you. What's even better is it's affordable, reliable, and available. Start experiencing AT's Daily Deals. Dial *533# today and every single day. When you do, you'll unlock exclusive data and voice packages valid for 24 hours. Come on, people, jump on the AT Daily Deals train. When you're with dealer now. Dial *533# now and access awesome data and voice deals only from AT. Life is simple.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com. The
sun is up, spirits high, people everywhere. Yeah, the food is good, the wine is fine, people getting high. Yeah, mama here, papa there, the whole gang too.
I was born in July. I don't know that there are people have started forming. I hear the April people are the problematic grouping. They are the ones who are always making noise about it. But there's a June Bonds family.
Yes,
and the family is actually in the studio. I know that Kojo has been making a lot of noise.
For sure.
I mean, clearly, I don't know anybody who tells you that this is my birthday right from January. So you count down from January down to June.
You have no excuse to forget.
Yes. So the June Bonds family is in the studio.
That's right. Fully branded, by the way.
Yes.
Fully branded with their t-shirts.
For the man too.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure a WhatsApp platform is the least you can do. But to have...
Shit, we are not joking.
You know, it's just big. That's one thing.
I see.
It's not only in Ghana. It's way back in UK as well. So
I see. So it's a
it's a global phenomenon.
It's a global thing.
All right.
Just
so let's
because you are born in June.
Yes. So let's meet our June born family.
Brilliant.
Let's find out who we have.
In studio with me is Kofi Odiasempa. You are director of events for the June Bonds family.
Thank you,
Kofi.
Minia.
You are saying something about the April people. You say they are hot.
Yeah. You see, we have a Mazimina can that goes this way that Omu Escafo, Bomu Prima for.
Thank you. You can in English you say you can pay for school but you can't buy class.
That is the difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now and also with us is Patrick Bar. Patrick, you are deputy mayor.
Yeah.
You're mayor for Zone 1.
Yes.
UK rep.
Yes.
June Bonds family.
Yes.
You have
Zone
established
1.
territorial responsibilities.
That tells
Thank
you
you.
how big the June family is, because obviously he's been going to mayors and zones. So
I see.
And Zone 1 is the best zones among them. They always selling.
I'm in Zone 3. We are the best.
You are in Zone 3.
Yes. We have 8 zones in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, the 8 zones. In Accra, we have 4. Accra, Tema, we have 4 zones. We have the Zone 1. He happens to be the deputy mayor of Zone 1. That is the legends. I'm in Zone 3. We are the elites.
Okay, so how do you determine the zones?
The zones, we use the district assemblies.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. So geographical areas.
Geographical areas, yeah.
So if you were born on the 5th of June like Samuel Dami, whose birthday is tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh no, I'm
not-
talking about the
okay,
day.
the day,
And you
okay.
live somewhere around the plush areas in Accra. How would you really zone the person?
for example, when you live, let's say you're in Kokomlemle.
Yeah.
Kokomlemle is zone 1, so you
It's
fall
part of
under
zone 1. Oh,
yes.
okay.
So Kokomlemle, Newtown,
Oh,
going
okay.
all the way through the coastal from Jamestown
Okay.
to Dansman, all the way to Kaswa.
Then Sami is in zone 1.
To
How
Kaswa
about-
is zone 1.
How about if you live somewhere very far, like Ojo Jansen?
Where?
And June 11th. I know. Why? Want me to mention Roman Ridge? Yes.
He's zone 4.
No, Ojo Jansen is not living at Roman Ridge. No,
Okay.
no. He's living somewhere very close to Tema. Yes.
That is zone 2.
Oh, that's zone 2.
Yeah, they are the pace setters.
Pace.
That's right.
Okay, so what do you do, June Bonds family? Let me be clear. What do you do?
Okay, June Bonds family, apart from helping the individuals in June,
okay,
we support the needy also in society.
That's great.
Yeah, this is our 5th anniversary.
5th anniversary.
So he's wearing the 5th anniversary apparel
that's
of
great.
June.
Mhm.
And every year we embark on projects.
Is it only in June? So in June you do celebrations, right?
Yes, we start it. In fact, we have January, such as you said, Kojo, that is how we are.
Yeah.
We start from January. We have activities right from January to December.
So the whole year you are celebrating
So from
your June.
January to June is coming. When we get to June is here. When we get to July is July. Then when you get to August, it's August, June in August, June in September. So we celebrate June till December, where we have June in December.
You're just finding reasons to just celebrate. Yes.
June so
for
every
every
month
your June.
Yes, so you can't get it wrong. So
Alright.
supporting the needy in society, for example, our first anniversary, that is when we started in 2019, going into 2020, when COVID came in. So we did sanitizer distribution, nose masks and stuff. 2021, we supported another June Bond. In fact, every media house that you go, you have either a June Bond becoming a producer of the program, very vibrant program, or a host of the program. So here we have Kojo. When you go to PCF, we have Kwame Sifaka, who is a June Bond.
Okay. That's right, Chairman General.
When
Yeah.
you go to Angel FM, Angel TV, you have Jerry, who is also a producer to the morning show.
As
When you go-
Samuel, that means the producer of the morning show.
Everywhere you
yeah.
have June. In media, we are there. In football, we are there. I won't come there. You let me continue with the 2021. In 2021,
Alright.
we supported our brother KSK, that's Kwame Sifaka's
Okay.
charity project, the incubator.
Oh, that's
So that is what we supported in 2021. 2022, we did street feeding and health screening at Ashaiman Unit Environment. The assembly member for Ashaiman Unit Environment happens to be a June born. So we supported the community there. In 2023, we supported our own. We looked within and we supported young businesses, startups to also come up. So we had 5 startup businesses. That was
That you
last year.
gave support to.
So this 2024, we are supporting people with challenges with, let's say, Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy. The main objective is supporting the cerebral palsy people. We are dealing with the organization called the Impact Rehab Center at Wager. The woman, she's doing well. She's taking care of people who are suffering from Down syndrome, autism, and cerebral palsy. So you can imagine if you are dealing with only cerebral palsy. So you are giving the facility a facelift and supply them with sanitary items and other stuff. So that's what we're doing, and we are extending hands to all June bonds everywhere. And we've been to other places, and today we are here to officially invite our brother.
Yes.
And in fact, where he attended school, I learned he's an Absunian.
Yes.
In fact,
Mostly.
we have a couple of Absunians in June. In fact, the zone 2 mayor is an Absunian, and the deputy mayor is also an Absunian.
Yeah.
The zone 5 mayor. Zone 5 is Central Region, Western and Western North.
It's Akufa not aware that people are giving yourself all these titles. I just want to show.
he himself will go and help him.
So,
June
zone 5,
will go
we
and
have the
help
mayor
him.
is also an Absunian. Zone 7, which is Ashanti, Bruno, the Bruno regions, the mayor is also an Absunian.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So Absunians are doing well. They love June, and the Junes in it are doing very well. We have 8 zones, and almost about 4 of them are Absunians.
I may not agree with the group, but I absolutely support your charitable intents and organizations. I believe in charity 100%. So that one, kudos to you. I mean, no matter the mission for coming together and then the other things that you're saying, I'm sure charity is great. So when are these things happening? Timelines within this month?
This year, our project is on 15th. That is coming Saturday's week.
4 days after my birthday.
That is something that ought to be stressed. Yes, 4 days after his birthday.
That is how June.
Something he's been telling everybody since January.
I'm 24th June.
Yeah, 24th. Well, that'll be interesting. Mayor.
I'm 26th of June. I think you could see the way he's flowed. He explained to you what we are doing. And I think it's all about charity.
Okay.
And I believe that when you stretch your hands and maybe we help the needy, it's a blessing. So apparently, June, that makes you the best of all.
That's right.
So 15.
Yeah, 15. So we're embarking on the cerebral palsy project by supporting the Rehab Impact Center at Wager. So we call on all who wants to. But we have, after we climax it with a dinner. So all the June months we have one mega birthday dinner and awards night.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
we award those who support the group, those who support other individuals, and it will be happening at Las Vegas Leisure Center at Botiano, just right after West Hills Mall.
All right. So if you are born in June, how should they reach out to you? If I am born in June and I intend participating in the June Bonds family, what do I do?
Yes, we'll be giving a number. You go through a process. We go through vetting process.
Oh, vetting.
Yes, so we vet you. We look at your ID card, either birth certificate, ID card, to ascertain whether you're born in June. Because people see how vibrant they are.
Did you check with your answers on before?
Please.
Yes.
It's a matter of public record.
Anyway, so Patrick. Kofi Odiasempa. They say my time is up, and Jews will not occupy the day forever. So, gentlemen,
we came with a package.
Oh, okay.
We came with a package.
That's lovely.
Invitation, the official invitation.
Oh, okay.
The proposal for this year.
Oh, that's
the
brilliant.
apparel. He's going to get an apparel of the 5th anniversary.
Oh, that's great.
And our
Wow,
we have everything. Here.
So, come. We'll do presentation.
We'll do presentation. Yes. Thank you all ever so much.
It's song or something.
Our composer gets to compose one, but when you say June Balls, we say we rock.
That's right. Right. We'll enjoy something from Kofi Kinata featuring Pato Rankin in the meantime. Yes. Thank you guys ever so much for stopping by. It's such a on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us. Yes.
Charlie, July to reform group, or they're already having a group.
If
we don't form group, things will happen. Hannah has been saying she's also June born. People want to know if it is the original or the.
We will check. We will check.
The football age birthday
before
one.
We approve.
Yes.
Yes. But that's a wonderful group.
But
That
you
made
just
me
go
smile.
admission into a group. You are now checking people.
Of course.
Anyway, all
That's
right.
how it
If you
is.
insist, no problem at all.
Once you get visa, you start asking people for theirs.
Yes.
Anyway, look, it's been a wonderful morning.
Yeah.
We've had a good time with you.
Can
We're
you
back
believe that? I
tomorrow
say
with
people
more.
will use 6 months before they 6 months
We'll vet you.
bank account.
We'll vet you for. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Listen, it's been one of those mornings. Lots to learn. We're back with more tomorrow. Until then, please keep it locked on Joy. On behalf of the team, I thank you so much for listening. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
Raymond Dakwa.
Have a good one.